other way. What's up? Good morning. Or midday. Happy midday. Whichever one. Very cool stream today. Very hyped stream today. I hope everybody is as hyped and excited as I am. Hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to everyone. Jake's going to jump in here in just a moment. This live stream for Wizards Presents premieres in 4 minutes. So we are right on time. We are about to turn it on. I see everybody. Vale confirmed. Liliana the Veil confirmed. Anybody got a link for that? Love to see that. I would love to see a link, but if you do not have one, that is also fine. On Reddit, Connor, what's up? YouTube is actively trying to make sure you guys are hidden. No notifications. You aren't on my subscription list. Not on my homepage. Nothing. Can't believe YouTube nonsense. Yeah, Antonio. YouTube's kind of a jerk sometimes. That's why we always ask people to support us over on Patreon. There was one time YouTube just deleted our channel for no reason. It was a wild, like, 2 days. I can't even remember when it was, how long it lasted. It seemed like forever. Tularian Community College posted it. Oh yeah, official Twitter too. That is a Liliana the Veil reprint. Wow. We got 2 minutes before this thing starts here. Let's start there though. That seems like a relevant place to start. There you go, chat. Wow. Look at that. Liliana of the Veil confirmed. All right, so this turns on in 60 seconds. Jake will jump in when he gets here. Ooh, buddy. Oh, we are about to be there. All right, before we get started, how many likes are we at? Are we at 69 yet? Oh, we got to get those likes up to 69 before this starts. If you haven't yet, get down there, click that like button, get that like count up to 69. If we can shoot all the way past it and go to 169, that'd be pretty sweet too. Oh, 89, we shot right past it. Keep those likes rolling in. Let's get to 169. Wizards might start the stream right when we hit 169 likes. $118? Yeah, now we're getting there. Now we are getting there. Ooh-wee. All right. Here it is. Oh, well, now we got a 5-minute countdown. We're going to mute their music. We're going to listen to our music. It's our time. It's our time down here. Up there, it's their time. It's their time up there. Name that movie. Name that movie, chat. Nailed it. Nailed it. Classic. Oh, 420 passed. Make sure that you are in OSHA compliance. I like how textured Lily was in the last set. Now we're gonna have a different textured Lily. Keto rejoining the token creatures for the second month. Hey, if you want to become a token creature, you get our anthem. +1/+1, flying, first strike, trample, haste, and indestructible. It's a lot of good keywords. More importantly, you get a little badge next to your name that levels up as you stay a member of our community longer. And thank you very much, Bobby. And invite on Discord. And you get a badge over on our Discord, which I'm inviting Jake from right now. I started a call. Jake, I'm not sure what you mean by invite. Does that mean call you? There it is.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Good morning. What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, give me just a second. Let me make sure everything is working here. All right, so we can hear Jake. Jake, can everybody hear you?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they can. Hello. There's a Jake. Everybody wave at Jake. They schedule these things early over there on the West Coast for him. But yeah, if you want to join the token creature.
I've been up for a couple hours. One of my stocks is moving, so I've been waking up early. Got all the stuff done though. Got the dog walked early. The cats are fed. I've eaten. I've done everything.
Nice.
I will probably go grab a glass of water while this countdown is going.
You got 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Everybody, to finish up what I was saying, if you do want to join the channel, the join button is down there right next to the subscription button. Thank you to Bobby. Thank you to Keto. I'm seeing lots of our members in chat there with the green names and the badges.
Joel, if you're going to be watching the stream, will you hit me up with the shared screen so that I may join and watch what you watch in real time? That way I'm not watching the stream.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just need to pull the stream up myself, I'm guessing.
I just went live, and what I'm doing, I'm trying something new, Jake, that I never do. Can I hear you?
I can actually hear it.
Beautiful.
I can hear it. So
Beautiful.
This is good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was hoping this time that if I share the screen to you, if I share the application to you, it'll do sound. So we figured that out.
Sliv Mizzet, I sold BlackBerry yesterday, and then I bought BBIG calls. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of information all at once. Jake, you got 60 seconds if you want to go grab your water.
Yeah, I'll be right back. It isn't BlackBerry. Jeez, my brain isn't waking up.
Bob, I'm not sure. I got to go check our PO box. But I will do that. I promise. I promise! How far they're going in terms of reveals. Hunter, normally we get at this time of year what the sets for next year are going to be. This is about that time. We're going to swap their music. Can everybody hear that okay? You know what? We're going to do a little different one here. Yeah, I feel like that's going to work better. All right.
The implications for Lotby and Pioneer are freaking crazy.
Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Wizards
Excuse me.
Presents. I'm Sydney Goodman, and today
some
we're
reason we
going
have
to
German
announce
captions
all
on.
of the biggest
Not
Magic
bad.
the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons events, releases, and partnerships coming up over the next year. I'll be joined by Jimmy Wong and Ginny D, who will help deliver new exclusive details about what's in store for Magic.
Jake, you almost
and
wore that
D&D.
outfit, right?
And stick around because afterwards
outfit
we'll
is
have
at
the
the dry
debut
cleaners.
of Magic
Oh,
the Gathering's
gotcha.
latest set, Dominaria United, where we'll dive deeper into the story and mechanics with a ton of card previews. We hope you're as hyped as we are.
We are.
In 2023, Magic will be traveling to one of the most iconic realms of all time, Middle-earth. As previously announced, the epic world of The Lord of the Rings is getting the legendary Magic treatment. The book's influence on modern fantasy is undeniable. So many fantasy novels, TV
They are really
shows,
whipping out this
movies,
Lord of the
and
Rings
games
IP.
trace
We
their
just got a
lineage
new show
back
going
to
on
Middle-earth.
Amazon just about to come out.
Now this iconic
Now we got
story
Magic
will be
crossing
part
over here
of
next
Magic's.
year. They're
In
like,
honor
all
of
right,
this,
Peter,
the
we
design
milked yours
team
for all
worked
we could.
closely
Let's
with
get this
Middle-earth
IP rolling
Enterprises
again.
and dove deep into the source material to make sure to get it just right. The cards and art in this series will have all the flavor and history of the trilogy, with the gameplay depth that Magic players love. We're excited to share that the set will be packed full of cards featuring beloved characters like the ring bearer himself, Frodo, and the corrupted Maiar, the fearsome Balrog. But it's not just these two you'll find on your journey. You'll see the entire fellowship that helped the ring make it all the way to Mordor. Villains from across Middle-earth, and the trusty items they brought along the way. To truly bring this world to life, it couldn't just be contained in the frames of one card. This set will feature a number of new card treatments, including borderless scene cards. When brought together, these cards will form amazing, recognizable scenes from the books, like the climactic battle of Pelennor Fields outside of Gondor. This beautiful tableau is formed
Are these playable?
from 18 separate cards. On
Wow.
their own, they are glorious
Yeah, I would
pieces
assume
of
so.
art, but put them together, you can see the entire story as if turning pages in the novel. This epic crossover will be a fully modern legal and draftable booster set for you to play and collect.
Modern legal.
Digital-only players won't be
Fully
left out
modern
either.
legal. So it's like Modern Horizons,
Magic will
except
also
Lord of the
release
Rings.
the Lord of the Rings as an alchemy set in MTG Arena,
Nah, I don't care.
complete with a
Don't
new
care about that
battlefield,
at all.
mastery pass, avatars, pets, and more.
Oh, cool.
Next up, a new chapter for Dungeons & Dragons players.
Dungeons & Dragons is a thrilling adventure, one we play together as Dungeon Master and players, but also an adventure itself. Now, we stand at the start of a new generation of Dungeons & Dragons, and today we're going to introduce some of what's in store for us as we embark on an initiative that we call One D&D.
Growing up, I loved fantasy, but I never saw myself as the hero because I didn't think it was possible for someone who
They're
looked
like-
like me, who acted like me,
They're
who
like,
was like me,
D&D
to
is
be
growing
that
in
hero.
popularity. We
We want
gotta
to
do a
continue
new
to reach
edition
out
to
to
sell
folks
more
who
books.
are interested in fantasy, who love storytelling, who enjoy spending time with their friends and creating
new
these
edition
collective stories
ASAP.
that they can remember for years to come.
D&D's been around for 50 years, and there's very
What
little
up,
that
5'9"?
persists that long that becomes generational, that people can really just not only share, but literally hand down to their kids. What we want to do is just add to that
I mean,
legacy.
they're both
We did a
WotC
smart thing
properties.
with
It
5th
makes
edition
sense for
by
them to
listening to
pump
the
their
fans.
shit.
And what came
Oh,
out
yeah.
of that
Over their
process was a system
Oh, yeah.
that is stable,
Well, and this whole
that
first
is well
section
loved,
is
that incorporates the
Wizards
best elements
Presents, so
of
it's
earlier
not just
editions.
MTG.
Now that we have that, we are no longer in
Right.
the position where we think of
Cryptic
D&D
Commander, what's up?
as an addition. It's just
Hey folks, we got
D&D.
535
This
watching.
edition
Thank you all
is a
so
rule
much for
set that
spending your
has
time with
worked
us
for so
today.
many
If you are
people
enjoying the
and
stream,
brought
click
so
like
many
and subscribe, and
new
let's push this to
exciting
more
folks
people.
into the game. It's
Let's
more
try to get
important for
to
us
269
continue to
likes.
Did we already
cultivate
cross
and
169
respect
likes?
and
Hell
love
yeah.
what it is, you know, the
We're
world has
gonna
told us is
breeze
working for
past
them.
it.
If you are just jumping in and joining us right now, what we are watching is a presentation from Wizards of the Coast. It's called Wizards Presents. They're going to talk about the next year of D&D and MTG, and then at the end, there's going to be a full Dominaria preview stream like you would normally see, and we're going to get a bunch of preview cards from that. A thing about ours, and you can tell right now, is we will turn the volume down and we will talk over it. So if you want to watch it without us talking over it, go to the Wizards official channel. We're going to be joking around, memeing, having a good time with y'all, and kind of talking over it sometimes. So if you're up for that, grab yourself a beverage appropriate to whatever time it is, wherever you're at. Make sure you're OSHA approved. Have a little safety meeting if you need it.
The world of Dungeons and Dragons.
And let's jump into this info.
What 2024 holds is this promise of getting new versions of the books that are the game you know, but reflect where the game is presently.
One D&D has 3 pillars, and one is the rule set, which is built on the base of 5th edition, but updated.
We're building upon the rules that have been established, the storytelling, and expanding our world and our rule system.
When we say building on top of 5th edition, what we mean is that all the adventures and supplements that have been released in the past 10 years will still be playable with the new evolution of D&D.
Then there's D&D Beyond, which is the base of our digital tools and assists for players and DM. Currently, players are cobbling together all kinds of different apps and websites to have a true integrated D&D experience. What we want to do is actually just provide all the tools that the players need to play themselves in one space.
Right now, with the acquisition of D&D Beyond, we've already started to dip our toe into digital, and it was a fantastic partnership that we have going, but we can add more.
Digital physical bundles is something that we've wanted to do for a long time, and now that D&D Beyond is part of our family, it's finally something we can do. Your content is available anywhere you want.
Digital physical bundles, DPBs.
You've got nice portable versions.
If you want to get your hands on some of these DTBs,
DPBs, DTFs.
Our future-facing aspect of this is the
That's
D&D digital, which will become
to
a full play space for you to have experiences that are more immersive. Right now, we're in early development of our digital experience. We can play a game, roll some dice, see the miniatures moving around in a 3D play space.
DMs will like
but that's just the core of it.
Roll 20 is like,
we
oh
chose the
shit.
Unreal Engine for several reasons.
Reason number 1, make it look dope.
See, now if you can go in there and make your own maps.
Number 2
is and design characters like that.
Because we're all lazy DMs. Ease of use means being able to access all of the tools that you need in order to get the adventure started. So we used a camera technique called tilt shift. It actually makes things look small. We want to make sure that the experience for you is that you're experiencing a miniature set.
The tilt shift camera was really chosen so that people understood that this wasn't a video game, but it is a digital experience. We want to give people more minis, more options for character customization. You can actually change the features, do what you want with it. And you're going to use this miniature approach to tell stories just like you do in physical tabletop.
To have your character live.
It's going to be an experience.
I'm transported there, but I'm not limited by the digital technology.
Isn't a video game. It's a lifestyle. It's a role-playing experience.
Or keep with a dungeon inside of it. Exciting.
That's how I feel about
NPCs.
Fortnite. It's a role-playing experience.
Yeah, I play the role of a stormtrooper and sometimes a bush baby.
Be able to create your own dungeons.
This is just the
I play
start
Kylo
of
Ren
D&D,
or
and
Master
we're
Chief,
relying on all of you to help us out and figure out
or
that
Thanos
future together.
sometimes.
Or
What you're going
Thanos,
to be able to see starting in
It's
August
a
is
digital
a
experience.
steady release of these playtest packages where you'll be able to engage with key aspects of the game, provide us with feedback that then we will
Do you think
digest,
this is also going to be
process,
available on
interpret,
Alchemy on
analyze,
Wizards?
and then
All changed a little bit?
upon.
Really, it's you shaping the next
I hope so.
generation of Dungeons and Dragons, and we want to hear exactly what you have to say.
I'm only
Playtesting
interested if this is
starts
also
today.
included on Alchemy,
Go to
but changed a little bit.
dndbeyond.com, download the playtest packet, and get ready to let us know where you'd like this next leg of the adventure to go.
I was looking at the D&D Alchemy set and Minsk and Boo Planeswalker's 4 mana in real life, and it's just 5 mana on Alchemy. But everything else is the same.
You can be a part of it today. Go to
Liliana the Veil is
going to
be 5 cost on Alchemy.
We got to tell Haddon about that, Rory. I mean, Jake.
Right now.
He can go playtest that thing if he wants to.
The celebration of Magic the Gathering's 30th anniversary is right around the corner, and we want to celebrate with you, our fans.
Got that Daft
Now,
Punk.
I'd like to bring on actor, director, and Magic Maestro, Jimmy Wong, to tell us a bit more about it.
Here we go.
Hey, Sydney, good to be here.
Yeah,
you know
thanks for being
Jimmy's here.
You know, it's been a tough few years with the pandemic, but now we are finally starting to invite everyone back to local game stores and Friday Night Magic. Recently, some friends of mine, including Post Malone, got together for some F&M. Check it out.
What he's saying is buy puts on COVID plays.
Yo, Jimmy!
How many mulligans do we get? 10 trillion?
As many as you want.
Wait, they skipped the part where they all smoked the blunt.
Okay, nothing.
25!
That's what
This
is insane!
Like, here it
I love sitting around, having a beer, hanging out, spreading love, spreading positivity, messing with your friends, giving everybody a hard time, and at the end of the day, just, you know what, we're here because we love each other.
We love you, pussy.
I love you guys.
Cheers to
No,
that.
very much
Cheers
so.
to that.
This is empty. We need something.
Joel, did you see that music video where Post Malone just danced by his pool the whole time, and the top comment was, the cost of this music video was 1 blunt.
We also want to bring back tournaments and celebrations.
Is that just an ad for Friday Night Magic?
This is something we've all truly been missing over the last few years.
I don't know
We're
what I
stoked
just watched.
to finally have the gathering in Magic again. You've already seen Command Fest pop up all around the world, and perhaps you've even been able to attend some. Well, everything culminates in Magic's biggest in-person celebration ever, Magic 30.
Badges that sold out immediately. Events that people didn't know they needed to register for immediately. Magic 30. Honestly, there are some events here that are next level events.
Yeah,
like just amazing stuff.
We talked about Magic 30 at length in our stream last week. If you want to go find that stream VOD, we kind of covered all the little details of that.
Celebrations, tournaments, and the most prestigious competitive event of the year, the Magic World
Magic 30, they're
Championship.
actually going to invite that guy who stood next to all the ass cracks back. Have him stand next to all walking around standing next to all the ass cracks that he can find.
Including a modern tournament where the top 8 will play a beta draft. Yeah, you heard that right.
They brought back
A beta
every
draft
cheater.
in person. I hope those lucky players brought those fancy white gloves with them. There's gonna be panels to attend, your favorite artists, a cosplay contest, parties, and so much more. Oh, and I, along with some of my friends, will also be there. You can go right now to the Magic 30 website to get your tickets, and we'll see you in Vegas. Magic 30 is gonna be so much fun, and I really can't wait. And of course, there's even more ways to participate in Magic's anniversary. We told you this is gonna get big. So you can go to your local game store, play Magic with your friends, and get some awesome throwback promos for your collection. To celebrate Magic the Gathering's 30th anniversary, across the next 8 pre-releases, Magic is making 30 promos that span the game's history, one from each year from 1993 to the present. The promos will be released in chronological order. So for Dominaria United, your local game store will be receiving additional promos that celebrate the very first 3 years, with Sarah Angel from 1993, Ball Lightning from 1994, and Findhorn Elves from 1995. This is a 30th anniversary event special, so make sure to support your local game stores and pick up those promos.
Yeah, I mean, Magic 30 has some events that look just absolutely amazing. They have just
Jimmy, can
crazy
you break down
events.
some of the exciting releases that were
The
hinted
Beta
at?
Rochester draft for the top 8.
I think OG Magic fans will be excited for this. As you saw, there's going to be a special secret lair that celebrates the 30 years of Magic. The 30th anniversary countdown kit will be a unique and limited run product from Secret Lair containing 30 cards, one iconic card from each year of Magic's history. Each classic card will have a fresh new look.
30 cards in a Secret Lair?
And its own individual booster pack wrapper. So rip them all open at once or crack one each day this December to count down to the start of 2023. And it wouldn't be Secret Lair if we didn't mention the August Super Drop coming up next week. Go to the Secret Lair website on August 22nd. That's 4 days from now, where you will be able to get cards from Victor Adame Minga's Artist Series and the Showcase Dominaria United. That's only 2 of the drops, so you definitely want to check out the rest. Also, we are excited to announce that there will be a Brain Dead Secret Lair collaboration in the near future.
Can't wait to hear
so
this.
you'll want to keep an eye out for that. With these and all the Secret Lairs we've already talked about, there are going to be plenty of amazing ways to add pieces to your collection.
2023 marks the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Drizzt. For all you Drizzt fans out there, 2023 is gonna be your year. There'll be plenty of opportunities to celebrate the companions of the Hall. And today, we're gonna talk about 3. Here to act as our guide is singer, cosplayer, and D&D dynamo, Ginny D.
Hi.
They just announced that Secret Lair. It is already delayed.
Sydney. First up, every ebook and audiobook from R.A. Salvatore's The Legend of Drizzt series will be released with new 35th anniversary covers.
I mean, that's going to be the FOMO product. That Secret Lair,
that's right,
people are going to race for it.
Covers,
he said it's limited.
Reimagined for the ultimate Drizzt collection.
We're going to need to stay subscribed because we're going to cover that.
Visual dictionary.
So if you want to stay up to date on that Secret Lair, make sure you are subbed here. We will be covering it as soon as we know more.
From the glaciers of Icewind Dale.
So I'm seeing some people ask what we're doing here. If you're just jumping in, we are currently watching Wizards Presents. They're talking about their next year of products from now until this time next year, basically. They are going to be covering MTG. D&D is included in this because it is all of Wizards, not just MTG. But we're going to get a full Dominaria United preview here at the end of this stream. So what you can do is wake up YouTube by hitting that like button. How many likes are we at right now? Did we get to 269? 199. If we can get to 269 likes, that's going to be a very special day for everybody involved.
The series features art by
currently they're covering some D&D stuff, and if you've been to one of these streams with us before, we talk over the stuff. That's what we do. We are going to help make sure that we're not talking over the really relevant MTG stuff like this.
We've already talked earlier about one of our Universes Beyond sets hitting shelves next year in The Lord of the Rings. But we have even more to talk about. In Universes Beyond, Magic stretches beyond its established lore to encompass the expansive characters, worlds, and adventures that not just Magic fans, but the world loves. These collaborations are
Liliana the Veil
amazing
has
for those
been
whose passions
confirmed.
lie between the legendary mechanics of Magic and these
That's going to shake up Pioneer in a big way. That's something that we're going to talk about after the stream is done.
And old players to jump into Magic.
Pretty important.
For experienced players, these sets provide a way to dive into other worlds and spice up
segment
decks.
titles, Jake, if you want
And
to do the same.
newer players can see some of their favorite characters through the eyes of Magic's best artists, and then actually interact with those characters through our favorite card game. In the past, Universes Beyond has gone to the upside down with Stranger Things, a release that contained fan favorites such as the Mind Flayer and 11.
I think
The
we're about
Magic
to see some
roster
cards.
expanded with the likes of Chun-Li
Hopefully.
and Ryu from Street Fighter. We've seen The Walking Dead, Fortnite, and even the hit series Arcane represented in
What's
the Magic
Walking
front.
Dead?
And now, more new worlds are coming to Magic the Gathering, Universes
I don't know,
Beyond.
Captain.
Marvel.
Let's talk to our friend Jimmy about what
Avengers.
worlds Magic is traveling to next.
Coming next to Magic's Universes Beyond will be Warhammer 40,000. Now, you already know about this release, but there's still a ton to explore in this collaboration between 2 tabletop titans.
Show
Here's
us
D,
the
who'll have
foil.
a behind-the-scenes look at the upcoming Warhammer 40,000 collection.
Yes.
Hello,
Show us
Magic and
the foil.
Warhammer fans. I'm D, and I'm here to invite you to join me for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at how 2 of my favorite games came together in the latest entry in Magic's Universes Beyond series. It's a real love letter to fans of both franchises, and I can't wait to show off everything that went into doing this crossover justice.
Warhammer
You won't want to miss it, so be sure to catch
40,000.
it streaming on YouTube September 12th. for all the details.
D-Hammer asking the right questions.
Warhammer 40,000 has joined with Magic the Gathering, and you will now be able to play Commander within the universe of one of the most famous tabletop games ever created.
Show us the Surge Foil!
There will be 4 different decks available, showcasing factions from the Imperium of Man, the Forces of Chaos, the Undying Necrons, and the
Warhammer
Tyranids.
40,000. That's how you're supposed to say it, right?
And lore. The Imperium seeks to control the tide of battle and overwhelm their enemies with the full weight of the Emperor's will. Chaos champions the unpredictable energies of the Warp and the pantheon of ruinous powers.
This is kind of like my
Deathless
vibe.
Necron dynasties overrun their opponents with an unending horde of soulless living metal.
Like, imagine being that
Finally,
thing's assistant.
the Tyranid Hive fleets feed upon everything they touch to ram towards massive, massive threats. To see this theme in action, each deck will come with a Soul Ring theme around its faction. These decks will be available in regular and collector editions. Every card in the collector edition comes in the new, beautiful Surge Foil treatment. Look for the Warhammer 40,000 Commander decks coming out later this year. Oh, and for all of you looking forward to the Warhammer 40,000 Secret Lair drops, we now have a release date. You'll be able to grab these amazing cards on October 17th. And what other worlds lie beyond?
Oh, here we go. Avengers, baby, come on. Doctor Who?
That's right. The series that has been around for over 60 years is joining forces with Magic the Gathering. Doctor Who will come to Magic.
Raise your hand if you're a Doctor Who fan.
There will be 4 decks in total. They will feature doctors, companions,
I need to see some hands
villains,
in chat if you're a Doctor Who
and
fan.
more from across the show's 60-year history. But it's not just Commander decks. If you really want to make your deck fantastic, you'll be able to get beautiful
so I imagine
special
there will
treatments
be people
and their
that
very
really
own
want these.
collector boosters.
Oh yeah.
And you can bet Secret Lair will be in on the action as well.
Oh, that one's pretty
Whether
sweet.
heroic or villainous,
I'm not a Doctor Who
old
fan, but I did
Whovian
like
or
that.
new, these decks
that
are
one of the
so full
TARDIS
of
there.
references you'd think they're bigger on the inside.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of it.
I hope
have
you're
seen
as
some of
stoked
it.
as I am for these upcoming collaborations. And stay tuned to
I
what's
mean,
coming next.
chat, you got to just kind of saddle up with these collabs. It's not going to stop.
Yeah, it's happening.
In a
You just gotta,
world,
you just gotta. I get
away.
it because it feels like
regular
Fortnite.
day,
You know, you got
the littlest hamster
Spider-Man running around with, you know, Travis Scott.
And ate nothing but pellets for every
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the roof
Every
opened
Marvel
wide with a
character,
shove,
Naruto.
and a massive hand reached on down from above. Then our hamster hero was lifted up high by a huge hairless ape standing tall as the sky, a monstrous Who-Man. He feared he would.
Oh, it's me when I was a kid.
Humans aren't real, right, Mama? That's right, dear. Who-Mans are.
BDC, yeah, they're trying to grow the fan base. It's money. It's growth.
It's money.
It's you know, it's Hasbro.
People like
That's
skins.
Hasbro. Yep, people like skins. I mean, that's a good way to say it. And thankfully, all the cards at least look uniform enough that you can tell it's the same game. Magic is kind of like, I like to reference the movie The Blob. Magic just absorbs everything and it just becomes part of Magic. All these games, all these other IPs, they can't have a card game. There's nobody that's going to be interested in playing it. There's not going to be enough, I don't know, enough mechanics, enough ways to make people want to jump into a new card game to collect. We kind of pick a card game that we like and then we go all in on that.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons campaign like no other. It's been almost
And it comes full circle, right? Like other IPs have tried. There was a whole Lord of the Rings TCG, and it was pretty good, but doesn't still exist because MTG has the staying power. So they might as well.
That's what it is.
Saddle up.
Staying power.
Get in it.
Yeah.
Join the damn train.
Charlie Brooks, a Pokemon Secret Lair would literally print money, but I don't think Game Freak would ever let that happen.
Nintendo does, very famously does not let the streams cross.
Let's move from the stars.
They're like, our Nintendo stuff lives in Nintendo.
Yeah, for real.
Players will get a chance to set their D&D campaigns.
All right, Chad, I feel like we're getting close to the MTG stuff.
To see what they have in store for us.
We got it to 269. Can we? We got 650 people hanging. Can we get to 369 likes?
And that's really something that we
if you haven't hit like yet, really helps us out. Wakes up the stream, wakes up YouTube,
5th edition,
sends it out to the MTG fans.
But also return to the Dragonlance setting.
One of the references that we kept going back to.
We're gonna do Dragonlance in D&D.
Like World War II squadrons of fighter planes.
Thank you, Silver.
In formation. And so there are a few times within the book where we try to capture that feeling.
My friend Rory and I played this dragon game last night for the first time on Xbox.
To the artists, help
it was like a dragon combat game.
So Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen returns to the world of Krynn and brings along.
I'm just gonna pull the audio down on this.
Would expect.
Sorry, D&D fans, we are MTG here. This is cool, but I don't know anything about it.
Only a part of the larger
Jason, I'm with you. I want to see Disney Villains Secret Lair. If I could play like Ursula and Hades,
you're getting
Scar, Jafar, that would be so tight to have a Jafar commander deck.
Who have this insatiable drive for exploration.
Oh man, I would love that.
You've also got explorations of
it's
the
a
Knights of Salamnia,
green-white
Valorous
Simba deck
Knights,
that flips into Mufasa.
Love that. Love that.
You can also join the
Simba, heir to the throne, flips into Simba the King Returned.
Magic users that have their own legendary.
I would love.
methods
Hey Zach, I appreciate you hitting that join button down below the video and becoming a token creature. Enjoy your anthem. You've now got +1/+1 flying first strike, trample haste, and indestructible.
And everybody who is a member, I am personally working on badges, so expect all of the badges to change. We have a lot of fun ones here, but we're gonna set them up in such a way, Noel and I, where we can, you can tell like what badges level up. So yeah, this is everything kind of Watsy here. So everything Wizards of the Coast, we're just kind of like watching some stuff. We could talk right now for a second about Liliana the Veil, which is pretty sweet. Coming to Pioneer, we did get that spoiler today. That's going to be a big shakeup. The card's already sitting at like $55 to $60. I did cruise through eBay and I saw some. I did see some listings that sold like a month ago for around 50s, 45s to 50s, but that's going to be a big shakeup for Pioneer.
And as far as the price of that card, I mean, printed into a standard set,
yeah,
that'll probably go down.
Dude, it's going to be printed into a standard set at Mythic. I'm going to guess that it's going to get at least 3 different variants. It's going to get an etched variant, a textured variant, and you know, it's going to get the regular printing. Hell, it might even get like 4 or 5 variants. The people that want it, if it takes off in Pioneer, they're going to want 4 of them, and at least 3. It's a very strong Planeswalker. If it's good enough for Modern, it's good enough for Pioneer.
Very possible.
This is a whole board game.
It may hold, it may even go up.
Necessary for you to
but they're going to print a ton of them. It's going to be in Dominaria United.
Unique mass battle experience.
What's also interesting about it is it informs why we didn't get Liliana the Veil in Double Masters. They saved it to be the figurehead of the 30th anniversary set.
I was saying that right when I turned it on. I was like, wow, we got the textured Lily, and now we're going to get the textured Lily that actually everybody wanted.
That's why we're delighted that
yeah,
new D&D
exactly.
starter products will be coming to Japan
exactly.
later this year. Let's take a look at a brand
Didn't
new
want to blow the whole load in
players.
Double Masters, so they saved the big Planeswalker for the 30th anniversary set. I mean, it makes sense.
This is a new Japanese trailer for D&D. Dungeon Master.
How do we feel about the Warhammer Commander decks? I'm actually really excited, and I plan on getting them.
Yeah,
I like that crossover.
It's very much. Jake and I have a few tastes in common, a few tastes where we are completely different, but a taste that we have in common is gothic, grungy sci-fi.
Yeah.
And Warhammer is nothing if not gothic, grungy sci-fi.
Zach G says, I love watching commercials for things we already know about and are here to see.
You're not hyped for this commercial? Show your friends.
Yeah, Bobby Z, exactly. I saw that. It's going up because people know it's going to shake up Pioneer.
Jay Chancellor, we are expecting a lot of MTG stuff, especially for Dominaria United towards the end. We're probably going to hear about the next year of sets here coming up, but they are very, very specifically, in my opinion, front-loading all of the D&D stuff in their Wizards Presents because they know that for the vast majority of people, MTG is what they're here to see today. So we're just kind of watching what they got for us.
2022, Dungeons and
Surely
Dragons
they're ending the D&D section with a trailer,
to
right?
Radiant Adventures, to Wild Space, and to War. And now, for the first time ever,
I am missing work for this commercial.
The curtain on an entire
Hope everybody called out of work today.
Let's give you a taste of all the major releases coming to Dungeons and Dragons in 2023.
All right, so
I can't even pick a favorite.
So this is the releases for D&D. Surely we're towards the end on the D&D.
We start the year with keys from
then we'll
the
get
Golden
into the
Vault,
MTG
a
stuff.
D&D anthology with heists at the center of each tale. Next,
Did we get to
presents
369
Glory
likes?
of the Giants, provides
340. Oh, we can get to 369 likes. If you haven't hit like yet on the stream, do that.
Classic adventure that expands
You said that there
Lost
would be
Mines of
something
Phandelver
sweet at
into a full
369,
campaign
didn't you?
with many
It would be a
surprises
very
in store.
special moment for
Later
everybody.
in the year, the Book
If
of
we
Many
can
Things
get to
uses the legendary
420
deck of
and
many
then
things to explore a
469, I'll
host
give
of
away a
new
pack of
options
Dragon
for
Shields. How
dungeon
about that?
masters and players. And
All right,
finally,
we'll see if we can
end
get
the
there.
year with
Got
a
to get to
return to
420 and then
This campaign collection includes
469.
everything you need to explore Sigil and the multiverse beyond.
Up next, Magic the Gathering has some epic things brewing.
Here we go.
We've got some huge news,
This is what we
especially
want.
for those fans who have been
Settle
with us
in.
from the
Click
very
the like
beginning,
button.
all those years
Let's
ago.
rock.
Next, we're taking a look at Dominaria Remastered.
Whoa.
This special limited print run set contains cards from 27 previously released sets located either in Dominaria or from ancillary sets featuring Dominaria-themed cards. It really is a culmination of everything Magic has done on this plane in the past 30 years, and it will be fully draftable.
Wow.
You will be able to recreate that feeling of early Magic sets with many familiar classic draft archetypes that longtime fans are gonna love revisiting. There will be draft and collector boosters, which will include alternate versions of popular cards, as well as borderless art and retro frames. Take a look at Force of Will and Arborea.
What the fuck? I was not expecting Force of Will reprint from downtown today.
Oh man, I can't wait to collect these.
They just
And now
said,
it's time for the Magic main event.
Everybody, if
We're
you
going to
do
get a
decide
look
to
at the
FOMO
full
out because you
slate of
just
main
can't control
sets that will be
yourself, do
coming out
use our
from the
affiliate
rest of this
link
year
and it
through
directly helps the
2023.
channel.
Here we go, baby. Here we go.
There's a whole lot of news to cover. Jimmy, tell us about these exciting sets.
All right, let's start at the very center of the multiverse, Magic's home. Dominaria United.
If you do end up pre-ordering this set, I just dropped in chat, support the channel and pre-order Dominaria United, TCG Player, and Amazon links right there in
This
chat.
set really ramps up the biggest storyline in Magic's history, the Phyrexian arc. Magic has never done a multi-set storyline quite like this before. The iconic and beautiful plane of Dominaria is under duress.
Seriously, they were just
War
like,
is on the
Force of
horizon,
Will
and it's
reprint.
becoming
All right,
clear
moving on.
that the Phyrexians we've been seeing
Right.
from across the multiverse are setting into motion something much more sinister. Vorinclex, the green
That's gotta
aligned
be
praetor,
tomorrow's
was
short.
last seen on
I'll make that one
Kaldheim,
for
stealing a
tomorrow.
sample of the godly and mysterious Tyrite. The blue praetor, Jin Gitaxis, not only stole the reality chip from Kamigawa, but managed to complete the very first planeswalker with Tameo. Urabrask, the red praetor, snuck his way into New Capenna
Are we
in order
about
to
to
study
get
the effects of
Shieldred?
Halo and see if it might have some way of
Very
standing
possible.
up against the growing Phyrexian army. Dominaria has long theorized that it would be next in the Phyrexians' plans, but the heroes truly have no idea just how far the war has progressed. Tameo isn't the only planeswalker hidden among them that has Phyrexian oil coursing through their veins. and Dominaria United is right around the corner in September. And stick around, because after the presentation, there will be the debut of Dominaria United. I'll show off card previews and mechanics, and we'll have a special teaser video to show at the end. So whether you're new or returning to Magic, this is where the epic journey of the Phyrexian arc truly begins, and you definitely don't want to miss it.
So we've spoken about the past
Remastered.
with Magic's 30th anniversary and everything up to the present, including Dominaria United. Only thing left is the future. Jimmy, what's coming up for Magic next year?
Here we go,
Right.
baby.
Hot on the heels of Dominaria United, the next chapter of the Phyrexian arc will unfold as we travel back in time to follow the most famous brothers in the multiverse, Urza and Mishra in the Brothers' War. In this set that straddles both the present and past of Dominaria, we'll get a closer look at the infamous conflict that caused the rift between these two artificers. And you know what that means? Plenty of artifacts. And we're not talking about spectacles and sunglasses. We're talking giant mechs and colossal war machines. We can't say too much just yet, but one thing I will say is that the fate of the future might be rooted in the past. Up next in our storyline, our villains grow ever stronger in Phyrexia. All will be one.
Whoa!
For the first time in over 10 years, we revisit the terrifying and beautiful plane of New Phyrexia as Elish Norn inches ever closer in her plan to conquer the multiverse. Things look grim. Terror and oil oozes from every corner of the plane as we experience the fear and joy of becoming one. Horror fans, you won't be disappointed. And finally, March of the Machine, the dramatic conclusion of the Phyrexian arc. The entire multiverse rallies together for one epic climactic battle. But what will be left when the dust settles? Did we survive? We'll find out where we stand after that epic 4-part arc in March of the Machine, The Aftermath. The very fabric of the multiverse has fundamentally changed, and Aftermath serves as an epilogue by tying up some loose ends and starting new beginnings. After the conclusion of the Phyrexian arc, Wilds of Eldraine returns us to the fan-favorite plane. But in this set, we're taken away from the cities and castles and into Eldraine's wilds, where enchantments abound, and where you might even recognize inspiration
Eldraine
from
is
even
always
more
going to be their
classic
like
fairy
bookend
tales.
set on their giant
And finally,
events, I
we
guess.
close out 2023 by going on a thrilling adventure. We'll dive into the lost caverns of Ixalan. But things have changed since the powerful artifact of the Immortal Sun disappeared.
Ixalan,
For this
thank
set,
you.
we're spelunking for buried treasure.
Hell
and
yes.
there just might be some dinosaurs.
I love Ixalan. Eldraine and
Thanks so much
Ixalan
for
next
taking
year
us
on
through
top of
these
a bunch of
upcoming set
Phyrexian
releases,
shit.
Jimmy.
Baby.
Well, that just about wraps up Wizards
Hell
Presents
yes.
2022. We have covered so much ground today. Exciting new titles, expansions, books, and experiences. Let's remind our fans what's coming out for Wizards of the Coast in the coming years.
Yes, the next version of D&D, the release of Spelljammer, a movie, and so many books.
Magic is going to be headed to Middle Earth.
398 likes. Let's get that up to 420 likes before the Dominaria United pre-order stuff goes, and we'll throw some dragon shields at y'all.
Then Magic will
Get
kick
that
off
like
the
button.
largest story in its history, the Phyrexian arc. Can't wait.
And that isn't everything, just the highlights. Follow us on social media for even more announcements. We're all very excited to see what the next year brings for our two favorite tabletop and digital games. I want to thank Ginny D, Jimmy Wong, and all of you for tuning in. I'm Cindy Goodman, and now is the Dominaria United debut.
Let's go!
Tell me about Dominaria
Hello, Magic fans,
Remastered.
and welcome. I'm Jimmy Wong, and it's time to talk about Dominaria United. Today, we're going to be learning more about what went into revisiting Magic's very first plane, checking out the set's mechanics, and of course, getting a first look at a ton of brand new cards.
I see we got to 420
now, if you dropped
likes.
in
We'll give
earlier
away some
this week
Dragon
for our
Shields
video
as soon as
covering
it's
the
done. Thank y'all.
history, art, and world building of Dominaria United, you might already know a bit of what to expect. But if you weren't able to make it, here's a quick recap. But be sure to check out the whole thing once we're done here today.
As Magic the Gathering's first setting, Dominaria kind of establishes the standard by which all other world building is measured.
This is obviously a place that's steeped in legend, has so much history. It's just so inspiring and so hopeful. Everyone on this plane fully understands the gravity.
One of the things we wanted to see in this set was various cultures helping each other out.
So everyone on this plane understands gravity? Is that what I heard?
People
I'm
teaming up
excited.
and it's all hands on deck.
That if this threat makes it past Dominaria, it's bad news boxes for everybody in the entire multiverse.
Oh, everyone's gonna get new arms. They're all
And
gonna
before
have
we jump
extra
into the
arms.
new stuff, check out this announcement we made earlier about the Lost Legends promotion.
We're excited to bring you the story of
All right, I've seen this. I'm gonna take a real quick bio. I'll be right back.
These boxes of the original Legends in a warehouse, and we wanted to get them out into the world for our players to enjoy.
It is the perfect set to take cards from 1994 and actually put them into packs.
Holding the original is really cool, and it makes me feel like I'm 13 again.
This has stood the test of time and is still played today and is still something that people cherish.
And now we get to share them with you.
As you can see, there's a ton of exciting stuff in the works for this set. So let's hear from some special guests who can tell us a little more about just what went into crafting cards and gameplay that bring the legendary world of Dominaria United to life.
We're heading back to Dominaria because, of course we are. It's our 30th anniversary. Dominaria is our home plane. It's quintessential fantasy, and in a lot of ways, it is quintessential magic. This plane is full of diversity. This plane is absolutely beautiful, and it has a very long, storied history in the Magic multiverse.
It has this huge history stretching back to the very beginning of the game. All these different themes over the years are available for us to draw upon and sort of call back to.
There's been so much that's happened here. We really started off in Dominaria, and we've come back again and again to revisit this plane.
They found them, okay? Just believe them.
All of the fan favorite things from around Magic history and put them into
Don't ask questions.
All the denizens of Dominaria putting aside their differences and teaming up in the face of a mutual foe. I just loved coming up with who would make sense to come back for the second invasion of Dominaria.
It brings that great fusion that I've loved of nostalgia with current day, right? You see the old stuff and you see them in an updated new form. And that is the beauty of Dominaria, is that old and the new together, and no matter what kind of player you are, you will love it.
As Magic's first plane and the setting for literally dozens of sets that followed, Dominaria is
I found some Legends box in my bathroom while I was gone.
Characters. Let's learn more about these fan favorites and how the team approached them for Dominaria
one
United.
my way.
So Dominaria is a plane full of legends, legendary creatures, legendary planeswalkers. And now we have a Johnny, we're gonna see Karn, we're gonna see Jaya and Joyra, and just so many amazing faces where if you have been following along with Magic for a while, you're definitely gonna see some familiar faces. Liliana is also nearby, so we're gonna get to see what's going on with Liliana. Why is she here?
So one of the cool things about Dominaria is when we go back, we kind of pick some choice cards to reprint back into Standard. With Liliana, we wanted to show that, yeah, she's been here. She's been on Dominaria for a long time. Well, how about we take her Innistrad version, her most iconic version of the character, and show, oh yeah, she's here on Dominaria too, in her most iconic form.
Right, definitely the most powerful Liliana card we've ever made.
By a long shot. And that ultimate is just backbreaking, right? You ultimate it
What's
and
great
separate the
about this
permanents into
card
two piles,
is
and then
it's freaking good, but it's not too
Do not
good.
sleep on this card. I don't know how you could. It's so powerful.
So if you've been following Magic for a long time, you're very familiar with the Raven Man, and we're bringing back the Raven Man for this set.
And it's cool we get to bring this old character player's love for flavor attacks into a current setting. And so as we're making Dominaria United, we got to pull from all of the fan favorite things from around Magic history and put them into a set. Pretty cool.
So Squee is a goblin. He was the cabin boy on board the skyship Weatherlight, and he was super annoying. He was this character who was always getting into trouble, but somehow he never got killed, even though he was constantly in horrible danger. The story writers wrote that into the story, that he had been transformed by Phyrexian science into an immortal that just kept healing whenever he died.
So one thing we see on Squee's card that's really cool is he's holding his toy, right? He's got this thing called Squee's toy. He picked it up a long time ago when he was traveling the planes. And just like how he brought it all the way with him and has it now in Dominaria, every character we visit has a bit of themselves that they have brought to Dominaria with them. You know, we look at Jorah, a character who helps command the Weatherlight. She's still here. She's still kicking.
She's one of the greatest genius artificers of Dominarian history. And we really see that reflected in the card mechanic here, where she's sort of building up more and more knowledge and then building more and more powerful artifacts as the game goes on.
Zur, Eternal Schemer.
Reading through the old novels, it was clear that like somewhere in the background of all the action, Zur was trying to become immortal. Everyone kind of thought that was crazy, but look at how many people have become immortal in Dominaria. It just happens sometimes. We're not even going to explain how Xur became immortal. We just know it happened.
To see the through line from the old Xur card to this one, right? The original searched your deck for enchantments, put them into play. This new one also deals with enchantments, but it has a little twist, right? It animates your enchantments, which is technology that existed at the time but wasn't used super heavily. We've seen more and more and more as time has gone on. So it's cool that we get to kind of take this old card, make a new version of it, and use a bit of cool new design technology.
We will just play a bunch of enchantments and then turn your omniscience into a massive...
Oh, dude, it's crazy. We will end up going through all of these cards individually at the end, so
one of the
stick
cards
around.
we play tested was Solkanar, and I remember back, when I was younger, this card was a reprint in the Time Spiral bonus sheet, and I remember playing this card like quite a bit in Limited specifically. Like I think I top 8'd a PTQ or something with this card. So one inspiration for this Solkanar was the card Demonic Pact, which is an enchantment that has 3 really cool abilities. You do one every turn, and then at the end of the 3 abilities, you lose the game. So this is a take on Demonic Pact. It has 3 like really cool, powerful abilities, and then when you're done using these 3 abilities, you have to give the card away to your opponent. One of the problems we faced with Solkanar was that the game was ending before we gave it to the opponent. We had to like really be careful with the abilities we chose. Because if you make them too powerful, then the game's going to end before the opponent gets the Solkanar. And if you make them too weak, then maybe nobody's going to play the cards.
We heard about Lord of Windgrace all the way back in the day in some old novels, and then really showed up in earnest in the Invasion block.
In the storyline, Lord Windgrace was a fierce foe of the Phyrexians. He gave his life to save the multiverse, but he invested some of his soul into the land of Urborg, his homeland, to return in the hour of need, in Urborg's hour of need. Well, the Phyrexians are back, and so Windgrace's avatar has risen back up and is going to do battle against the Phyrexians one more time.
And I think it's really cool that this card too keys off of lands, right? Just like the commander card did, right? So we created this identity for this old character. Dominaria, riffing on that history yet again, looks at this commander card and says, oh, he's gonna do stuff with lands this time around, which feels so fitting for Windgrace. I mean, given what he does.
It's good to have a mechanical through line between different incarnations of the same character.
It's really good.
That looked like a cool
Booster
suite of
Fun
abilities.
is something that we do at Magic to really make the opening experience even more exciting than it already is. Everybody loves to open their booster packs, but we really want to give these extra special moments visually different enough from the rest of the cards to like give that little extra sauce. And we work really hard with all of the people that make the game to have those moments be really strongly themed to the setting. We really wanted to get at the reverence and the historic aspect of returning to this plane, which is like a favorite place for the fans and a favorite place for the story, is we realized that stained glass art was the way to go because it had this reverence, this epic, holy luminosity that really gave us a lot of fun space to make some beautiful pieces of art. And what really clicked for us is when we imagined what is the chapel where this piece of stained glass would live. We used this treatment to highlight some of the legendary, really important creatures like Wrath
Whenever you
Captain.
cast an instant or sorcery, you can tap 2 untapped creatures
And in the
you control.
Solkanar
If you do, draw a
piece,
card.
not only do you have this like hulking monster, you
that
can
seems
look in the
freaking
background
good.
and you see these like repeating almost fractals that she's created out of like
Edwin
organic
says, "Buy
tree
money."
shapes. Daniel did such an amazing job on Poor Squee. It's such a beautiful piece.
I love that.
Gave a lot of pathos
Squee on the right.
to this
I mean,
beloved
both of
character.
them are really good.
Gave him his little moment with his little buddy on a hill of skulls.
So in order to help you cast some of these powerful multicolor legendary creatures, we've included some of the Pain lands. These are lands that you can tap them for colorless mana, or you can tap them for one of 2 colors, but you will take damage when you do that.
Good.
So many of the names refer to specific locations in Dominaria.
This is a beautiful land cycle, not just for standard and Pioneer, but this is also going to be really great for Commander players.
We wanted to use Pain lands a lot over the past several years.
Oh my God, everybody's going to want to upgrade their Pain lands
put
to
these cards on any other plane. So going back to Dominaria, which is the perfect time to bring them back. It brings that nostalgia back, right? When you're sleeving up your standard deck and it has 4 copies of Yavimaya Coast in it, you're like, I remember doing this when I was playing Blue-Green Madness back in 2003. I played 4 copies of Yavimaya Coast, and again, I can sleeve them up and have that nostalgia, but that lenticular design comes into play again, right? Where a newer player is just going to see, sweet, Semantics and dual lands, love it, put it in my deck.
is still a really good set.
Of course, course, one of the best parts of a world chock full of legendary creatures is that it opens up all sorts of fresh options for your commander decks. Let's take a look at what the Dominaria United Commander lineup has to offer. Check out some cards you won't find in the main set, and hear from some of the designers and playtesters
what did they do?
how
3
these
of the
cards got
allied
made.
and 3 of the
Jared
enemy?
is the star of the
paying attention.
Magic the Gathering comic book series from the mid-90s. And we never made a card for him before. So I was like, oh, this would be so cool. We should make a Jared Carthalion card.
And so we saw him on flavor text in Modern Horizons
5?
1, I think, right? That was his first intro into actual like paper Magic.
Right. Oh,
and then we worked on Commander Legends, we made a card for him.
Okay.
And then this time around in Dominaria, he's graduated all the way up to show up in a main set with this Commander deck face card.
In the storyline, once Jared mastered all
5
5 colors of magic, his Planeswalker spark ignited and he became a powerful Planeswalker. Back in the pre-mending era when Planeswalkers bestrode the multiverse like gods. Jared is still around. He survived the Planeswalker war that happened, and he's helping out the Coalition. He's sort of a secret agent and rescuing people who are in dangerous situations and such like that. You kind of tell he's part of the Coalition because he has all 5 colors of mana in his mana cost, and he's working with the Kavu.
The thing that's cool to me is it's not just legendary creatures. Dominaria and Magic in general has so many cool legendary objects around the history that Dahada plays not just with your legendary creatures, but you want to look at every legendary artifact you can find. My favorite when I was playtesting the deck was looking for all the legendary lands. You're like, hey, those actually are really good with Dahada. You can find them with her and do all kinds of cool stuff. So it makes you care about legendary in particular. And then that I thought was a fun little twist on something that feels a lot different from other cards we've done in the past. So you'll notice on both these Planeswalkers, Jared and Dahada, they have ways to help make sure the game goes forward, right?
I mean,
Either they're
that's a
building up
nice
this
suite
huge
of
ultimate,
abilities
which will
on that
probably win
+2.
the game, or they're putting counters on creatures, helping your stuff attack, stuff that just makes the game move forward.
One of the things I always like to imagine is when the next set comes out, which cards are people going to get excited to add to their deck? Like when the next 5-color card is printed, everyone's going to look at it. Does this go with Jared? When the next legendary creature is printed, does this go in my Dahada deck? I just love creating these themes that can help players to get excited about what we're going to release in the future.
So I've been playing Magic for about 25 years.
He's like,
and I remember when I first started
evergreen
seeing all these
because
just
they're relevant
legends
to more
with
cards
no
that come out.
abilities, vanilla legends. You know, and never really understood why they were so cool, but everyone was like, oh yeah, this Jasmine Boreal's awesome. So flash forward to Dominaria United, and we're doing these new box toppers of all these old legends reinterpreted, and they were going to be, you know, one in every box, a pretty like unique thing for booster boxes. We haven't really done something like this before. So we have Stang Echo Warrior. It's a 2 red-green for a legendary creature human warrior, and it's a 3/4. It was important that Stang Twin made a copy of himself, made a new Stang, because that was reminiscent of the old Stang.
Yeah.
But we had to find a new thing for it to do that was just kind of like unique and gave it a deck building hook. So one of the things that sounded cool was auras and equipment, because 1, it's pretty fun to build around, and 2, in red-green, you don't often get the auras and equipment build around, so it gave like something unique for a new color combination to do in Commander. Here is Savitri Dragon Master, 2 UB for a Planeswalker, Savitri. You know, there are not even really that many blue-black dragon cards in Magic, you know, so if you are building this deck, you are, you know, really doing something special here. The card is pretty cool. It does have like the qualities of a commander. It's like a super special character. So in the end, we thought, hey, it will be cool. And also, Magic's going to be around for a very long time. We will print more blue and black dragons.
One of the most exciting things for me about Dominaria United, I mean, there's so much cool stuff, but I love these legends that are on the top of every box. Like, it's so cool because it brings back all these old characters from Legends we get to see again in new forms. And if you were played back in the day or you're a student of Magic lore, you look at this card and it is a piece of Magic history, a through line from Legends all the way to today.
Sneaky,
now, getting back to the cards you'll be seeing in the main set. Well, let's just say heroes aren't the only ones making history on Dominaria. The plane has its share of old enemies, and once again, there's something sinister bubbling up behind the scenes.
Here we go.
Once, Dominaria was able to thwart an invasion by the mechanical horrors known as the Phyrexians. But now, Phyrexia has returned, with their sights set on making the plane and everything in it complete. Let's find out more about what they have in mind for Dominaria and the rest of the multiverse.
Back on
Show us
Dominaria, a
infect
very long
cards.
time ago, The Phyrexians were able to utilize essentially a portal to come through, and they really wreaked havoc. And as we open our story, Karn is on Dominaria because he truly believes that the Phyrexians have come back, but he doesn't have any proof. So we start off with Karn looking for that proof, and boy oh boy, does he find it pretty immediately. So Karn quickly finds freaking Sheoldred, which is terrifying.
There it is.
Sheoldred not only controls those around her that have also been completed, but can come apart into tiny little pieces and just crawl all over you like spiders. There's nothing more horrifying.
The Sheoldred card is a pretty special moment in the set because it's in a lot of ways the nexus of a lot of bad feeling and a lot of what Joe did with his composition. He really nailed it with both this like kind of poisonous color palette, which really is unsettling, and with these kind of like shadowy figures that he has in the front, just really giving her this moment to revel in her evilness.
So after Karn meets up with Sheoldred and attempts to defeat her, she's able to escape. Thankfully, Ajani comes to the rescue, and they are able to travel to where there are peace talks happening in Dominaria and warn the leaders that, hey, there's some Phyrexians here and we need to watch out. But of course, with Phyrexians come Phyrexian sleeper agents, and you don't know who you can trust. Which takes us to Bernalillo Sleeper.
Exactly.
So Dominaria is a beautiful plane. It's really accented by all this stained glass. It has these airy blues, these pastoral greens, but all of a sudden, you don't know who you can trust.
That's good.
These sleeper agents could be anywhere, but there are also very obvious in-your-face examples of this. And with that takes us to Defiler of Dreams.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
So now our planeswalkers are faced with not only sleeper agents, but outright Phyrexians and Sheoldred herself. So we're gonna get to see our planeswalkers go up against the Phyrexians and really try to wipe them out before they have the chance to potentially make it off of Dominaria. I mean, the whole multiverse is at stake here.
Dominaria's long legacy means it's also where players have first been introduced to some of the game's most tried and true mechanics.
The domain mechanic represents the power of unifying all 5 colors of magic together against the Phyrexians. Dominaria's diversity and the broad base of its coalition was the key to victory against the Phyrexians in the first invasion.
It really helps make this a return to an invasion, to bring back an invasion mechanic. And now it's back in its rightful home in Dominaria with the ability word domain, throwing back to what we played in Invasion.
Ability words are an example of a design technology innovation that hadn't been invented yet when the original Invasion block was made.
So Kicker, it might be the best mechanic ever. It's so simple. Everybody can understand that I get something, I pay this much, or I can pay more and I get this much better. Now the effect that has
is
on
just
a game
Kicker from your graveyard
is huge because Kicker gives you the ability to play both early and late, mid-game
as well, but
and
you
that
have to do them
me
both at the same time. I like being able to cast stuff from the
games
yard
that you play, which goes beyond just how good the card is individually. The other thing you'll hear shorthand a lot is, hey, there's a new mechanic. That's a variant of Kicker. Right? It looks like Kicker because Kicker is the fundamental core of pay a little or pay a lot and have the effect scale. And any set with Kicker, I'm in. Archangel of Wrath, 2 white for a 3/4 creature angel at rare with flying and lifelink, but it also has Kicker for black and or red. So you could pay 6 mana, do 2 damage spread out as you choose, and have a 3/4 flying lifelink left over.
Angry angel.
Is this card for real?
This card seems totally
Hey, look at
insane.
those
So
eyes.
I mean, just the baseline, right? Of a
A
4 mana
wrathful angel.
3/4 flying lifelinker. I'm already in. But of course, now you also have that flexibility.
Look at her
you
face.
can play this in your white black deck.
when
or your
someone
white
tells
red
you
deck, and
BBIG
can
is
play this in
ripping.
your white deck, right? Now keep in mind, this also has lifelink, and this is the creature doing the damage. So what that means is when you deal 2 damage to something, you're also gaining the 2 life.
That's insane. Yeah.
It's a giant life-linking flyer that can potentially kill 2 things and gain you 4 life.
Wow.
Read ahead.
Read Ahead is a new ability found on Saga cards. Rather than always entering with a single lore counter starting on Chapter 1, Sagas with Read Ahead can start on any chapter you like. You can have the Phasing of Zalfir enter with 1, 2, or 3 lore
creatures
counters
in blue?
The corresponding chapter ability will trigger, and earlier ones won't. And after the story is
Blue
done
Wrath
and the
of
last
God.
chapter
Blue.
ability is finished,
Blue
you
Wrath of
sacrifice the
God,
saga
bro.
just like before.
All right. So we're getting sagas back in this set. Now there's going to be a little bit of a twist.
Oh my
in this
God.
one, but what has your experience been with sagas so far?
Yeah, sagas are near the top of the list of my favorite card type.
Yeah.
You know, as a primarily limited player, they play out beautifully. They play out kind of like how a planeswalker
I
would,
bought
but
so
they
many
have
copies
an
of the
endpoint on
Antiquities
them,
War.
so you can kind of plan
Oh my
around
God.
it. But also, they tell a story, right? And to me,
Failed
they're one of the
specs,
most
Dominaria.
expressive type of Magic cards where they hit that core thing where you get it. You know, you see it and you go, that's neat. I understand what story's being told, even if it's just a little mini story.
Hey everybody, as we're getting towards the end of this Dominaria United
now I
preview, if you
get
hit
why
that like
skipping
button
ahead
for
might
us, that'd be
sometimes
really
be a
great.
Right.
Wakes up YouTube for us.
Right, because this just gives you that flexibility, right?
Yeah, that's
and,
huge.
And that's got to be huge. And with this, I mean, there's so many different applications here.
This is a weird card because I could see playing this and winning the game by the time the second chapter goes. Like, oh, I'll take chapter 1, phase your thing out, hit you, phase your other thing out, kill you.
Right.
Even though chapter 3 is going to blow up the world.
Right. I mean, you can use this as a way to sweep the board, but again, if you feel like you have enough of a board presence, you can use this to save your best creatures.
4
right?
mana.
You can play this
because of read
phase out
ahead,
your
you
two
can
best
just
creatures, then you
play
sweep the
phasing
board,
of
your two
Zolfir,
best creatures
2
come
blue,
back,
2
and you
other,
just have a bunch of
destroy all creatures.
Feels like the type of card.
I don't care about giving you a 2/2.
Yep. I don't care about giving
Enlist.
everybody a 2/2.
No.
Enlist is an attack-oriented triggered ability. Whenever a creature with Enlist attacks, you may tap another creature you control to add its power to the attacking creature until end of turn. But there are some rules. The creature you enlist can't also be attacking, and it can't have summoning sickness, meaning it can't have just come under your control this turn. Enlist will help even the smallest creatures
kind of
contribute
like
on offense.
banding.
This fight needs everyone,
Yeah, banding
so
too.
stand united.
Exactly.
Guardian of New Benalia. So this is 1 and a white for a 2/2 rare human soldier with Enlist. This looks like a pain. I do not want to play against this card in any format.
Right. And you know, this is another take on kind of the very hard to deal with sticky white creature.
Yes.
That's going to see a lot of play in these constructed formats, right?
It's a nice,
you know, you can
discard
just
outlet.
ensure that you get those perfect curve starts. You can go 1-drop, Guardian, attack, Enlist. Oh, you want to block?
Wow.
Indestructible. And I get to set up my future draws. This card seems incredible.
This is really impressive, and I'm scared of it. And, you know, there has been a push for white to be able to not draw extra cards necessarily, but augment its draw step.
Right.
This keeps you, Scry 2 is very powerful, keeps you just drawing what you need to keep that pressure on, and you can't get rid of the thing.
Really excited to see how this pans out because this is going to be a staple, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the idea was behind showing Paul and I this card, because this is the type of thing we have nightmares about, but sure, it plays.
It's going to be something I'm going to be losing to a lot. So we've seen a lot of these new mechanics. Marshall, what do you think about the mechanics that you've seen today and how it compares to Dominaria?
Well, first thing that stands out, of course, are the core mechanics that we've seen. We talked about Kicker, talked about that, love it, super excited for it. Sagas we don't always get.
Right.
And anytime we do, I automatically up my bar for my expectations, so I've done that. And when I see different color mana symbols come up on these type of really powerful cards like we saw with that Angel, I'm in. Right now I'm thinking I can make the mana work too, and that's kind of the last ingredient for me. So expectations are about as high as I can get. Yeah, so who here brought the packs so we can...
Yeah, can we
I
crack
was
some packs
told
maybe?
Maybe booster draft? No?
As you can see, there's a lot to look forward to with Magic returning to where it all began. You can pre-order Dominaria United online or at your local game store. And of course, you'll be able to find it at pre-releases starting September 2nd and available everywhere starting September 9th.
If you
that
do
just about
decide
wraps
to
things up for
pre-order
us, but
Dominaria
before you
United,
go,
you can find our
apparently
affiliate
there's a
link in
few
the
last
description
things
of
players
this
need to
video.
know about this latest Phyrexian.
I just dropped it into chat right there. If you click on either of those TCG Player or Amazon links, it's going to take you
Ooh.
right to the pre-order for a box of Dominaria United.
Become whole. I will stitch perfection into the flesh of this land.
Oh shit.
Johnny might be a bad guy. Uh-oh.
That might have been, I think.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, wow.
A Johnny Sleeper agent has been completed.
Oh God, Joel, do we have to get ready to add this to the new overhyped video in a few months?
Very possible.
Remember Tamio. Remember Tamio.
All right, so like Jake was saying, if you are going to pre-order a box of Dominaria United in any form, I just dropped some links in chat. Those are affiliate links for us. You pre-ordering through those affiliate links is going to help us out a ton. Holy crap, we have got a lot of crap to cover. Jake, as we sort of transition now into going back through everything we just saw, what is your what initial impressions do you have? What excites you most? What stands out in your mind from that stream?
I think I'm most excited about how Liliana is going to shake up formats like Pioneer. That's like mostly where I am right now. That's kind of like
Liliana of the Veil.
Yeah, Liliana of the Veil. I think let's see, can you turn down maybe there's like loud music. Can you turn the music down a little bit? I don't know why it's so loud in my ear all of a sudden.
That's weird. Here, let me just redo this. I can do it this way now since we don't need that audio. That should be better. You should be able to see and have no audio whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this Ajani Sleeper Agent real fast. 4 mana for a 4 loyalty walker that has been completed, so you can pay the 2 life there. Plus
so you
1.
Could pay 3.
Yeah.
3 and 2 life to play a 4 loyalty walker, so let's keep that in mind.
Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker, put it in your hand, otherwise put it on the bottom. So it's a little card advantage, but does not protect itself. -3 is going to give up 3 creatures +1/+1 counters, and it is worded specifically in a way where 1 +1/+1 counter will go on 3 separate creatures, and that can't really be adjusted. But they do gain Vigi, so they can attack and protect. So if you can get some creatures down before Ajani hits the battlefield, you'll have a little protected, and he'll grow the line, and they can attack and still protect him on the next turn. And then -6, which doesn't seem that difficult to get to. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. Wow.
This is, in my opinion, pretty bad.
I am not super excited about it, but
I think that if you build this into a go wide and you're able to consistently get the 3/1/1 counters on up to 3 target creatures, that's pretty sweet, but mostly it's not that great.
Everybody,
a 3 mana walker is good.
Hey, if you would, everybody, take a moment to type #hype into chat. I'm going to give away a pack of Dragon Shields. We did get up to 508 likes, so we passed 420. Past
you can put it on a
469.
creature or a go wide strategy. Yeah.
Type #hype. I'll give away winner's choice of some Dragon Shield sleeves. Hit that like button while you're down there. Really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, the only thing that you need to know is if you do win something on the channel ever, all you have to do is be a subscriber. You don't have to share it anywhere. You don't have to tag a friend. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be a subscriber. Liking the video helps, and then reach out on Instagram or Twitter if you do win and say, hey, it's me. I won this. This is my address, and it's that simple.
I will say, Jake, this fits nicely into my Phyrexian tribal commander deck that we were building the other night.
It does.
Look at this.
It does.
I actually, the other night after we got off, I went through and I chopped out all of the poison counter stuff and added in good cards for the Phyrexian tribal deck with Atraxa at the helm. That's not what we're going to get into this stream, but I did go ahead and make an off stream adjustment to that one because I wanted to keep that one going. I think this is pretty huge news, Jake. Wrath of God in blue. It's got read ahead, so you don't even like have to wait 2 turns.
And I did see some people complaining about this in chat. I mean, Pongify, Curse of the Swine. There's a bunch of cards in blue that remove something and then your opponent gets something. That's kind of like the drawback of blue destroy spells, right? So this kind of makes sense. But if the board is getting out of control, even if You know, one guy has 3 creatures, someone has 2, someone even has 4. Blow up the board and everything becomes 2/2s. So I think it's pretty sweet. Clearly, I don't think it's as good as Cyclonic Rift Overloaded or anything like that.
No.
But I mean, this is pretty good. It's
So
a pretty
Tyler,
good card.
I'm seeing Wrath of God isn't even that good. A blue version that waits 3 turns is pretty bad. So this has an ability called Read Ahead, which is choose a chapter and start with that many lore counters.
New ability. New ability. First time this has been on a saga. This was spoiled today.
So you can play this saga straight into chapter 3.
Yep.
But yeah, replacing it, I mean, I'm seeing, yeah, if we destroy 6 opponents' creatures, they get 6 2/2s, and that is 12 power. But if we felt like we needed to destroy those 2/2s, I mean, those creatures, we don't care that they're getting a bunch of vanilla 2/2s. Have them.
Right.
You know, we're running this in
Now,
a
if all
deck
those
where
things said infect or something like that, that would be,
it's a whole different story. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I don't care about giving them a bunch of 2/2s if I'm at the point where I want to wipe their board, especially if I'm playing this in a deck. I'm not playing this in a deck that we've got access to wipe. Why would I play this over a better board wipe? But
yeah,
in a deck that doesn't have a good board wipe, like maybe a Simic commander deck, this is exactly what you would want to run if you are like, I need a board wipe slot. And
I mean,
then
that's where people are playing cards like Turn to Frog and Pongify anyway, because you have to you get what you get, you know?
And look
Abraham,
at this.
we love you.
Another target non-land permanent phases out. You can target your own stuff, phase that stuff out in chapters 1 and 2. It can't phase in for as long as you control the phasing of Zolfar. So you phase 2 of your own things out, and then you destroy all creatures and give everybody 2/2s. When this leaves the battlefield, your stuff is going to phase back in at the beginning of your next turn. So that seems relevant as well.
Yeah, pretty cool card.
I think it's a pretty sweet
cool
card.
The versatility on this is pretty nuts too. Just you're getting a 3/4 life linker for 4. It's good. Flyer. But you can kick it up to 2 times. If you go black and red, you're getting 2 damage to any target twice.
I think this card is good. Look at it as 6 mana, get a flying life linking 3/4 that can deal up to 4 damage with lifelink, by the way, so you're gaining that 4 life to any target, or you can split it 2 and 2.
Like, here's the thing, is it's not a commander card. If it has a Basilisk collar on it, but you have to do it at ETB. So yeah, I mean, it's not a card that's going to get played in commander, in my opinion. It might see some sort of play in standard. It's not over the top. It's just good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, for sure. They showed Domain is returning, which is counting number of basic land types. While we're going over this one, make sure you type, just like I typed in the chat right there, #hype. And we'll give away some Dragon Shields. I'll let you choose which of these 4 you want if you win.
Bro, this card is very good.
I think
in limited?
It's,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
in limited, it's pretty sick. I've never really been a fan of Domain because in a 3-color deck, yeah, maybe this is good. You know, do the Pain lands have land types? I don't think
basic
they do.
land types.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought it said basic lands.
No, basic land types.
Never mind. This is okay.
Domain counts the number of types of land, so it's going to be up to 5 max, and that's if you're playing a 5-color Nishoba Brawler deck, which does not seem as relevant to me as I want it to seem.
Well, here's the thing. In draft, if you're building your deck, it's going to be a 2/3 trampler for 2. Not bad. It's not the 3 toughness. I'll take a 2/3 for 2.
We do have the tricycle lands from SNC, so I mean, we've got the Streets of New Capenna, 3 basic land types on 1 land. That would be relevant for this.
Now, in a 3-color limited deck, a 3/3 for 2, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
With trample, I'll play that in limited every day.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw this, and this is an interesting, they went through this real fast, and we missed something pretty relevant here. As an additional cost to cast blue permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost a blue less to cast if you paid life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of blue mana, obviously. And then whenever you cast a blue permanent, draw a card. So this does seem very relevant for Commander. It's going to reduce your blue permanents. It's going to give all of your blue permanents blue Phyrexian mana potential, right?
Yeah, pretty crazy.
I like it.
I mean,
I think that this has got exciting potential.
Yeah, it is a workaround for Phyrexian mana.
Oh, so it's
That's
only
cool.
reducing them by 1 mana. I see. As an additional cost to cast blue permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost blue less to cast if you pay life this way. Okay, yep. It doesn't say any number of times, so that's relevant. But it is reducing those permanents by 1 blue, converting that into 2 life.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this as a common. We've got sleeper agents on Dominaria this time around. So this is like in every set. Jake talks about functional reprints in a short series he's got. In every set, there is a 3/1 that's a black and 2 other that says when it ETBs, each player sacks a creature. This is that creature, but using the set mechanic of kicker. So really, this is that creature, but it's a black, a white, and 1 other for a 3/1 instead of a black and 2 other. When it ETBs, each player sacrifices a creature. So it's cool to see
a white mana, 1 white, 1 other. Yeah. I mean, this is like we've seen this card printed so many times as just like a vanilla 3/1 for 1 white and 1 other. I like this spell. I like that in limited, I'm going to have a 3/1 for 3 if I play that extra black and they're going to sacrifice something. I mean, you have to sacrifice as well, but this is a great card to play after something's been pacified on your side of the field.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of really good ways to use this card. It's essentially like a flesh bag marauder in white, but you still have to pay black.
NBD, you won the Dragon Shield giveaway. Let me know what you want. We have got 4 options here.
Congrats.
Real quick.
Congrats to NBD.
You've got Nebula, you've got Pink Diamond, you've got Mint, and you've got Game of Thrones House Greyjoy. Is that right? Yeah, House Greyjoy. Any of these 4 you may pick from, just let me know. Nebula, please. Excellent. So what you got to do is DM us on Discord or Twitter or Instagram. Say, hey, I'm NBD. I won the Nebula sleeves on the preview stream, and this is my shipping address, and we'll get them out to you. We'll do another Dragon Shield giveaway here. We got over 1,000 people hanging out. Appreciate everybody hanging out today. If you haven't yet, hitting that like button wakes our stream up in YouTube. YouTube kicks it to more people.
I think we could get to 669
669 likes would be pretty sweet. We're at 586 right now. NBD, thank you. So, Sheoldred the Apocalypse, Jake. We got a new mythic Praetor that is not 7 or 8 or 9 mana for once. It's a 4 mana Praetor. It's a 4/5 death touching Praetor. Says whenever you draw a card, gain 2 life.
Is good with death touch.
Whenever opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life.
Yeah. I mean, what was that old, was it Edric Spymaster of Trust? What was the old Saltai Wheel commander that got banned? I forget who it was.
Spymaster.
Yeah. This would have been just insane in there.
It was the guy that's like offering his hand. He's shaking hand.
Oh, it's great in Nekasar. Definitely great in Nekasar.
Yeah, this is not.
It was Leovold. That's what it was.
There we go.
Spymaster of Trust. Is that what it was? Something like that. But yeah, it would have been insane in Leovold. But yeah, I mean, this card is good. I like the simplicity of it. I love that variant over on the far right. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Some of this art is really sweet. 100%.
The Phyrexian text one is cool.
Yeah, it's another Phyrexian text option. I mean, this is obviously, yeah, it's a definite Nekusar card. That's crazy. it just automatically slots into that deck. But it's nice to have more Phyrexian tribal options. Definitely looking forward to some of the other rares that we're gonna see. We saw a lot of the box toppers. Legends box toppers. A black, a blue, and 2 other for Savitri Dragon Master, 4 Loyalty Walker that can be your commander. +1 until your next turn. Creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 2 life for each of those creatures. That's pretty good. Remember, I mean, it's good against some decks. It's not great against all decks, but it's good against some decks. Remember when we were playing Commander on stream on Tuesday, chat, a Goblin deck was facing us down with like 50 plus goblins.
Oh yeah, versus Krenko, this is nuts. Laugh roll, any kind of go wide token strategy, it's good against that. But yeah, you're right.
Pay -3, search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle.
It's a tutor that lets you go grab exactly the dragon you want. There's good dragons that have great ETBs.
Blue-black type dragon. We're going to search by EDH rec rank and see how far we get down until we go Steel Hellkite. Yeah, see, by the time we're into the 3rd or 4th row.
That ETB on Silumgar, though,
Oh, yeah. Gain control
there's
of a
like
creature.
Some good dragons to go grab.
Cast it from your hand, and there are 5 or more other creatures on the battlefield. Deathbringer Regent's been around for a long time. We've gotten some more blue and black options. You've got your Ancient Brass Dragon, your Brain Stealer Dragon. Beginning of your end step, you exile the top card of each opponent's library. You can play those cards as long as they remain exiled, and you can spend mana or mana of any color. Whenever a non-land permanent opponent owns, enters a battlefield under your control, they lose life equal to the mana value. It's a 7-cost dragon, but it's pretty sweet.
I mean, the thing about this is it is card advantage, and it is a perfect tutor spell for exactly what dragon you want. So in some sort of dragon deck where you have certain different dragons with a toolbox of effects in the deck, I mean, it can be fun. I think the Planeswalker is this is where the power is, being able to go grab exactly what bomb you want to get. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, actually a couple more options there than I thought there were going to be. But this will also be one, and it's kind of funny, Jake. We always say, look for commanders that anytime a set comes out, there might be a card in that set that is specifically good for that commander, and that's going to make the price of that card be pushed. They basically said that in the stream. They were like, oh, I love cards like Savitri because now every single time a blue or black dragon is printed, you're going to go,
people will come back to the card.
Right. Does that go well in Savitri?
Yeah, right.
Stang Echo Warrior, they've got an interesting take on this one. When it attacks, you create the twin, which is part of the old card. But for each aura and equipment that's attached to the first one, you also create a token that's a copy of that attached to Stang Twin. So this could get really ridiculous really fast.
Yeah.
I mean, just like base level, put Rancor on Stang, attack, create a copy of Stang with a copy of Rancor attached to it. That's really fun.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, especially if you have to like start putting counters on something that doesn't have counters for it, like counters that count Rancor, Hyena Umbra, all these different things, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, it is an interesting design, and I do like the design of it. It's pretty cool.
No, the twin token will not count as commander damage. That will only be Stang Echo Warrior that will be contributing to your commander damage.
Yeah, I think it's a fun design and a nice throwback for an old card.
Yeah, 100%.
Pretty sweet.
Not super busted, but cool. Chad, I just dropped the pre-order links for Dominaria United. If you are thinking about pre-ordering a box of this, if you use either of those links for TCG Player or Amazon, you'll be directly helping our channel. We would super appreciate it. Helps us work towards our ultimate dream of making this our full-time jobs within the next year or two. So if you are going to order a box of Dominaria, make sure you use an affiliate link if you want to support the channel. I just dropped them there in chat. TCG Player and Amazon. Has anybody looked at box prices? Are these like actively growing from this preview. Sometimes a preview video like this will make box prices go down. Often they will make them like hype up a lot. But I'm wondering if the Legends cards in the boxes is where all of the like hype price went, and now we're just on a downward slide of how much these boxes are. When I was on TCG Player making that affiliate link that I dropped in chat, the boxes were already down into like $100 range, $100.06 range, something like that.
Vossanova, yeah, it reminds me of a Bloodforged Battle Axe.
Look at this. Cool to see Squee back. The card doesn't super excite me. A hasty 2/2 for 3 that whenever it attacks, you create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Could be cool for constructed. I was hoping for actually a multicolor Squee, to be honest. I saw that art for Squee, the one here on the left, a couple days ago, or maybe yesterday. I'm not sure when I first saw it previewed. But I saw that art and I was like, oh, nice. It'd be cool if it was a red-black Squee so that you would get a, possible commander of Squee. But for me, this one doesn't really scream, I can be your commander and be really powerful, even though you can replay it for 4 and exile 4 other cards from your graveyard rather than pay its mana cost. That seems pretty steep for a card that you could just recast from your graveyard back in the day.
Yeah. I love any new Squee card. Squee is a really fun card. It's a really pesky card, and if you build around it, you can do some crazy stuff. Yeah, it seems all right. Seems pretty good. It's okay, It's like pretty good, okay. That's kind of my...
Yeah, pretty okay.
It's a lot of mana. It's a lot of mana to get it back.
And cards.
Yeah.
4 cards ain't nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a delve kind of thing, and that's why I'm leaning more toward okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not bad. It goes wide all by itself, which is strong.
Right. Hey, everybody. We appreciate everybody hanging out today. We are going to just kind of sit here and go through all the cards and all the news that we saw. I just dropped a Discord link in chat. If you're not a member of our Discord, you should hop on in, join the community. Make sure you do that on your way out. Drop a like on the stream on your way out too. That'd be really appreciated. We're at 622 likes, getting to 669. It's looking less possible, but I think we can do it together.
Oh, I think we could get there.
Mardu Planeswalker Commander with tentacles. Dahada, Binder of Wills, not wheels. +2 up to 1 target legendary creature. Gains Vigilance, Lifelink, and Indestructible. What do you think of Vigilance, Lifelink, and Indestructible on a legendary, Jake? Until your next turn, too. Not until end of turn. It literally can't die until your next turn.
I mean, it's okay. It's pretty good. You're getting 5 loyalty for 4. And then you have some velocity on that -3, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, Linky, Amazon doesn't really update their box prices in real time. You'll normally see those updated maybe once a day, maybe once every 2 days if they do update. And so, yeah, right now Amazon is selling for the highest amount. But if you're pre-ordering, probably want to pre-order from a trusted seller on TCG Player. Maybe your local game store if they're offering a good price. -3, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put any number of legendary cards from among them into your hand. Rest in your graveyard. Create a treasure token for each card put into your graveyard this way.
Yeah, the rest go into the yard. That's interesting.
You're in good colors, black and white, for reviving them.
That's true. I do like Vigilance, Lifelink, and Indestructible, so you just need to build this into something where you have something on the field to protect it.
Yeah.
This is going to be in one of the box toppers, right?
No, this is the face commander for the legendary commander deck.
All right, so this is a commander, or can go in the 99.
Yeah, honestly, it does seem like the 99 of a 5-color legendary tribal deck. This would be super sick in the 99 of.
Yeah, playing it for 4 and then being able to immediately protect it with something out on the field is really strong.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know how much I like it as my commander, though.
Nah. The other face commander we got, this is the other pre-con commander that we got during the stream. Jared Carthalion's 5 color, 5 loyalty. Shoo! But you get to create a 5 color 3/3 Kavu creature token as soon as it enters the battlefield. I'm really hoping we see that token. Really hoping they created that token.
Oh, I'm sure that they did. Choose up to 2 target creatures for each of them. Put a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the number colors it is. Dude, this is booty cheddar, dude.
I mean, look, if you create a 3/3 Kavu, that next turn it becomes an 8/8 Kavu. Because it is all 5 colors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm reading it. I just don't think it's very good.
You can ultimate on the second turn after Carthalion enters the battlefield with no other tricks. Return target multicolored card from your graveyard to your hand. If that card was all colors, draw a card and create 2 treasure tokens.
Yeah, maybe there's somebody here who's smarter than me that can build something out of this. I just think that it's very medium. I mean, you're paying 5 for a 5 loyalty that's going to protect itself with a 3/3 on the +1. I mean, that's just like, there are so many other planeswalkers that cost 5 that have a stronger ability.
There are 63 legendary lands. I saw somebody in chat, Chelsea asked if there are enough legendary lands to build Oops All Legendaries. I would say yes. You're going to get down into, like, if we sort EDH Rec descending, like Caracas is banned. R&D Secret Lair is not legal. Tolarian Academy is $150 card, reserve list, banning commander. And then you get to Polyano, which is not playable. It's a draft card from Conspiracy. Yeah, so you see. There's definitely some options looking at the top of the play here, but it can't just be all legendary lands. But it's relevant. Yeah, I saw somebody say we didn't look at the ultimate for Dahada. -11, gain control of all non-land permanents until end of turn. Untap them, they gain haste until end of turn.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But you got to get there.
Right. You're not, I mean, what is it? Anointed Procession, is that just tokens or is that also counters on... Yeah, it's just tokens under your control. So you don't even have access to the good tricks to have Dahada come in with 10 loyalty.
Yeah. It's they're both pre-con commanders. That's how I feel about them.
Right. Yeah, not even good pre-con commanders. We got the Pain Lands. This is your rare land cycle. And not only the Pain Lands, but
and 3
borderless.
enemy.
Yep.
3 allied, 3 enemy here. This is pretty sweet. This is probably one of the things I'm more hyped about today. The Pain Lands are very strong. They're going to be great in Standard. They're always great whenever they're in Standard. Is this going to be the first time that Pioneer gets Pain Lands? I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure MTG Origins had Pain Lands. So this is going to be a nice...
Not legal in Pioneer.
Oh, not about to be legal in Pioneer then.
Correct.
Okay. So... yeah, that's going to be pretty sweet. These are going to shake up Pioneer. This is going to smooth out land bases there. This is going to be really fun for Commander players who maybe have an old busted copy from 10th edition or something like that who want to replace it with one of these nice new borderless. So that's kind of cool. I like that they saved a good rare land cycle for Dominaria from the perspective of the fact that, you know, you have Double Masters that just came out. We had Cavern of Souls, Forbidden Orchard, a couple other fun lands in that product, but no like rare land cycle where you're like, oh, okay, we got fetch lands in Modern Horizons 2. This makes sense, right? They saved it for Dominaria because you can't really put everything into Double Masters and not save any of the fun bells and whistles for Dominaria. So now Dominaria is going to have, and we didn't hear about it today, but allegedly textured foils in every collector pack. But moreover, you're going to have Liliana the Veil, you're going to have Pain Lands, and you're going to have Legends cards to chase, again, in the collector product. But this is pretty good. This is pretty good. A lot of players are going to like this.
These are the ones you were talking about, Jake. The enemy pain lands are apparently legal in Pioneer.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't crazy. I thought I saw that on some lists. Magic
Origins. Well, and the thing is, chat, I know you're saying I wish we got all of them. We will. We are on Dominaria now for the next like 3 or 4 sets, right? And so we're gonna see the rest of these in their borderless treatments for sure. And look at the pathways.
Giovanni, thank you.
Right when the pathways first came out in Zendikar Rising, Zendikar, whatever, the most recent Zendikar set.
Zendikar Rising. Yep.
Yeah, we got the first set of pathways there, and then we got the second set of pathways in Kaldheim the very next winter. And so you know that we're gonna get this set, especially in borderless, completed.
Yeah, and these are going to be, you know, I see chat saying, you know, they're not very expensive. I know that they're like between $2 and $3. They've been printed a lot, but for Commander players, those borderless versions is probably going to be the big appeal here.
Yeah, I promise you, like next February, I'm going to be making a short that's like borderless pain lands at all-time lows, and then I'm going to have a I'm buying video of me opening up one of each of these.
Yeah,
I can just tell the future on that.
I have most of the pain lands, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah,
there might
me
be
too.
A couple that I'm missing, but I will be tracking down the borderless ones. You know,
I've got the old ones.
The most impressive land cycle? No, but it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
I've got the Sulphur Springs with the little devil sitting in the oil pit, you know, the old ones.
With the white border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We did see a cool card here. This is in the actual set. Soul of Windgrace. Jund +1 for a 5/4. When it ETBs or attacks, put a land card from your graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. You can pay a green, discard a land, gain 3 life. Womp. Pay 2, discard a land, draw a card. I like that. Pay 3, discard a land. It gains indestructible until end of turn and tap it.
So this is like a Voltron Crucible of Worlds. Say go. That's kind of like the vibe that I get from this card, is like you're playing a Voltron deck. You've got Crucible of Worlds on a stick. What can you do to really get the most out of the deck? You're going to want to play ramp to get this guy out early. Start swinging with it. Maybe play effects like Fervor so it has haste. Enchantments like that. But yeah, Loam would be good in this deck. I see that. A bunch of different lands that do different things that you can discard and then get back. Make sure that you can play Soul of Windgrace a lot. Make sure that it can get through, kill people. I think that this is a really fun card, and it's a interesting. This is probably one of the cards I'm most excited about today. I think it has an interesting toolbox of effects.
Yeah, and
it's got the velocity built in, life gain.
I like Corey Irvin's point here that says you may put a land card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
Oh, good catch. So not your graveyard, a graveyard.
Grab your opponent's fetch lands. Go fetch up your own stuff, you know?
I mean, yeah, dude. This card is pretty sweet. I like that it's a 5/4 for 4. Pretty low to the ground. It's got green, so you can ramp. Just play a lands EDH deck. I think it's pretty sweet. Wasteland, Strip Mine, exactly, Winky. Now we're talking.
Right. 664 likes. We got to get to 669. I'll give away another pack of Dragon Shields. How about that? Soul Canar the Tainted. A red, a black, a blue, and 2 other for a 5/5. At the beginning of your end step, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Draw a card. Each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. Deals 3 damage to another target creature or planeswalker. And then the last option is exile it, then return it to the battlefield under an opponent's control.
Now, if you blink this using something like a ghostly flicker or something like that, you'll be able to reset it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, blink card for the 99. Yeah, it's okay. You're paying 5 for a 5/5 that's going to ultimately let you draw. It's going to drain some opponents.
Right.
It's not exactly amazing.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's an interesting design. I always appreciate interesting designs.
I mean, it has a nice toolbox of effects if you build around it. Like you could build a deck that's going to allow you to draw cards and gain you some life. Maybe I'm wrong about it. It ends up being super powerful because people blink it a lot, unsummon it, play it again, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting.
Homeward Path does come to mind. Yeah. Good catch there, Alec.
All right, so our next hashtag for this next Dragon Shield giveaway is hashtag Dominaria. Type in hashtag Dominaria while Jake and I look at Zur Eternal Schemer, and I'll let you pick.
Actually, give me just a second. I'm going to get some water.
Yeah, go grab some water. I'm going to give you your pick from the other 3 Dragon Shield packs that didn't get picked by NBD. NBD picked the Dragon Shield Nebulas. You got your pick from Pink Diamond, Mint, and Greyjoy. House Greyjoy, Game of Thrones, if you're a Game of Thrones fan. Tons of big news today. I was so hyped all week for this stream. I knew that we were going to get a lot of pretty kick-ass info. Yeah, we're kind of working our way backwards. I saw that question. We're working our way backwards through the streams, so we'll get to the release schedules towards the end. Rip and ship. Yeah, I do think it did. Mostly for the release calendar of next year. Every new set, it's cool. You know, I want to see, like, preview week is really where we get the goods. But I do prefer, like, I'm just such a fan of Ixalan. That was one of my favorite planes. I just loved it. And so the fact that we're going back to Ixalan is pretty sweet. Yeah, high five. And we kind of knew that half the stream was going to be D&D, right? With Wizards Presents, they're always going to be covering more than just MTG, because Wizards of the Coast is more than just MTG, but I would say we got a ton of MTG information as well. RJT, no, we do not have a preview card for Dominaria United, unfortunately. Did not get the preview card for Dominaria United this time around. I'm kind of hoping that we get invited to early access, because I think it would be fun to play limited of a new standard set, especially Dominaria, even if it is on Arena. We're pretty vocal about hating Alchemy though, so they might have kicked us off of the Arena preview preview stream list, but we'll see.
I'm not gonna like something that sucks.
Yeah, me either.
I don't care.
Hashtag Dominaria is going to enter you to win some Dragon Shields. Like Jake said, if you ever win anything on our channel, you got to DM us. You got to say, my name is X, I won X, and this is my continental U.S. shipping address. If you don't have a continental U.S. shipping address, you need to hit us with your PayPal, and we will send you the value of the prize. Zur Eternal Schemer. Esper across the board for a 1/4 flyer. Enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof.
Brandon says Jake and Joel TCG players spoiled Jaya Planeswalker.
Oh, beautiful. We'll go and find that out. We'll go and look at that. Type enchantment. So before we even get to the rest of Zur's text, type enchantment, type creature. There's 218 options. Obviously, as we get down to the bottom, they're not going to be as relevant. Let's go ahead and see.
No, non-creature.
No. The first line of text says enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof. So right off the rip, looking at the Esper enchantment creatures that we have access to, there are some fun ones. This just makes enchantment creature tribal in Esper, you know, pretty sweet right off the rip.
Well, the The balance of this deck is, if you want to get the most out of Zur, you got to have a good balance of I mean, what's crazy about this is the gods are non-creatures when they first enter. So you can essentially play the gods and then animate them with the second effect and use them even though they haven't been turned on yet.
That's very
relevant.
relevant.
That's kind of interesting.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
For a white and one other target non-aura enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and base toughness equal to its mana value. So as though Smothering Tithe wasn't already effective enough, you can turn your Smothering Tithe into a 4/4 death-touching, life-linking, hex-proof creature and
I could
throw
see
it
the
out.
gods seeing a spike because of this card. I think people are going to want to play the gods because they work both ways. Once they become creatures, they now have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof. And before that, you can animate them and swing in. I mean, and they have Indestructible.
Right.
Like, what more do you want? Like...
So that brings, I mean, like top 8 right off the rip. Oh,
yeah.
You can even go all the way down to your
Phoenix.
All of
like
these.
There's some really good ones, and they all have, well, most of them have Indestructible.
Right.
So, yeah.
Thassa,
Does
Heliod,
this make
Thassa,
Scarab Guy
Athreos.
spec happy? I don't know.
Scarab God.
I don't know if Scarab God Guy is hanging out, but I don't know if this makes him happy.
No.
Maybe.
Scarab God doesn't really play enchantment synergy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do like this version of Zur. It's not as absolutely back-breaking as OG Zur, but it's a fun design.
Yeah, it makes gods hexproof and indestructible, and they can swing. That's kind of crazy.
Yep.
This seems like a fun one to play. I love that it's just the most evil card imaginable, and you can play the OG Zur in it as well, which would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think it's a fun design. I think that I'm going to live for the day where I see somebody swing for lethal with a Smothering Tithe and a Rhystic Study.
Yeah.
2 mana, Joyra, Ageless Innovator, 2/3. Tap it, put 2 Ingenuity counters on Joyra. Then you may put an artifact card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield, where X is the number of Ingenuity counters on Joyra.
She never changes her outfit.
Joyra,
same outfit forever.
Joyra wears the same thing and wears her hair the same way, but
forever.
Free artifacts? I mean, this feels like this is the kind of, I mean, dude, put a bunch of untap, put you some hasty, put a bunch of untap effects in this. Suddenly Joyra taps, you put a free 2 or less artifact on the battlefield, untap Joyra, tap Joyra, put a free 4 cost or less artifact on the battlefield.
Very cheap commander.
Combine it with some like card draw every time you're playing an artifact. Every time an artifact enters the battlefield, whatever, draw a card. I mean, this has absolute potential to be a busted commander.
Yeah, there's something combo centric going on here. Yeah, cheat in Lotus Bloom combined with Blight Steel. Yeah, exactly. Good thing Paradox Engine is banned.
Seriously. Jesus, seriously. I like Joyra a lot. This is probably, of the commanders that we've seen, this is probably the strongest potential right out of the gate. 2 mana commander is really good, especially when it's got an ability that lets you have free stuff.
Yeah, free is good in the evil color blue. I mean, come on.
All right, we got a Raven Man card. Raven Man is a, if you're not familiar, is a lore thing that's been going on with Liliana in the background pretty much forever. And the Raven Man here has now got their own card. At the beginning of each end step, if a player discarded a card this turn, create a 1/1 Blackbird creature token with flying, and this creature can't block. And then pay 4, tap it, each opponent discards a card. So this is a shoe-in the 99 of Tiny Bones, right?
I do like that it says each opponent. But other than that, meh.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess they play tested it and
it's really good, I guess. I don't know.
No. I'm saying that like adding this creature can't block to the ravens that you can create is kind of strange to me. I mean, there's a ton of blue cards that when you cast it, it creates a thing, creates a creature, creates a, you know, and those are way more broken. This happens one time at the beginning of each end. Oh, it's at the beginning of each end step. Okay, so you could create
a lot of ravens.
Yeah, you could create 4 birds by the time it's your turn again. Create one on your turn, one on each of your opponent's turns. If you've got instant speed discard action happening.
Yeah. I mean, in black, there are a lot of effects that let you get the most out of your swamps and tap for more. So maybe that each opponent would be easier to use. That just normally paying 4 mana for each opponent discarding a card, that seems like a lot. Seems like a large investment. But maybe once you've locked the board, that's all you really want to do is just keep them discarding cards and just make birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a hoser to the cycling deck.
Yeah, exactly. Cycling decks are going to get absolutely blasted by Raven Man, but
yeah,
how often are those popping up, you know? Let me run this giveaway real fast. Hey, Woodbelly. Subscribe to the channel since 9/24/21. Thank you for being a long-time subscriber of the channel. Woodbelly, message us which one you want, mint, pink diamond, or the Game of Thrones brushed art House Greyjoy sleeves. Woodbelly, and you will just message us. I'm Woodbelly. I want the so-and-sos. And we'll get them out to you. Yeah, so Raven Man's fine.
Godfather, we saw that.
And then we've got this.
Yeah, this is a big deal. And, you know, we talked a little bit about this earlier in stream, but the implications of this card for Pioneer, it's definitely going to shake up the format in some capacity. I can't wait to see what it does. This card is good enough for Modern. Used to be a staple in Modern Jund decks. I don't know how much it's still played in Modern. I know that it's still around somewhere. But yeah, this is a pretty big deal. This is a pretty big reprint. This is the first time we saw this was in Innistrad many moons ago. And yeah, getting it in this set is going to be a big deal. It also informs why we didn't see it in Double Masters. A lot of people saw the Liliana that they picked for Double Masters. They were like, oh, it's Last Hope. I wonder why they did that. Well, now we see the 30-year anniversary set, which is essentially Dominaria United, is going to have Liliana of the Veil. They saved the big planeswalker for this set, so that makes sense.
Your most expensive version of Liliana of the Veil is your ultimate box topper at $240. That was the first version of our borderless cards that we got, extended cards, whatever you want to call them. Ultimate box topper version of Veil at $240. Got OG Innistrad at 60s. Modern Masters 2017, Ultimate Masters also in 60s. Jake, where do you what if you have to try and use your crystal ball to see the future? What price do you think Liliana of the Veil? Do you think it recorrects back up to 60, or do you think this pulls the card more down into the 30s?
Oh, it's already
40s?
60. It's 60 right now. So I think that, I mean, it is notable this is the first time we've moved on from Steve Argyle art too. I think while it's in standard, it'll maybe be like, probably, you know, it could dip down to like 35 to 40.
Right.
It depends on how many variants. Do we get an etched variant? Do we get a textured variant? Do we get a borderless variant? We already saw the borderless. We got a foil. We got the non-foil variant.
Yeah.
So if you print it a bunch of times, then, you know, but we're talking about a card, you know, we could look back and see where Ugin is, right? For example, Ugin was printed in the core set. I believe it was what, core 2021, chat? You'll have to remind us.
Yeah.
But it's a card that Yeah, this is a card that's played less. So I would imagine that, Eugene, that got the full treatment of all the different variants, if it is holding a price point of around $20, and I imagine Liliana, by the time this set rotates out, is probably going to hold a higher price point than this Eugene, because this Eugene has been just overly saturated and printed into the ground.
Yeah, I'm seeing 40s. I'm seeing 40s, maybe 50s. That's kind of what I'm looking at too. I'd maybe, between 30 and 40.
But if Pioneer really wants it and it becomes a staple in Pioneer decks, then I could see it just holding right around $50.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Woodbelly asked me what platform to contact you. My favorite one, if you just want to DM us on Discord, I just dropped a Discord link in chat. If you're not a member of our Discord, you can hop in right there. Nightbot just gave a link just for y'all here in chat today. Don't want to jump into our Discord hangout. It's my favorite MTG Discord, but I am biased.
DNR, a lot of stuff today. We're getting Painlands and Dominaria United. We're getting a Sholdred Phyrexian version. A Johnny has been completed. We have Liliana the Veil reprinted. Lots of stuff. Everybody, if you did enjoy the stream, do hit us with a subscription if you think you want to be back in the future. Yeah, this has been a fun one.
Gaia, I don't know what you're asking, Synergizer, but Gaia can't get reprinted. If you're talking about Cradle. Look at this lineup. This is the lineup for the next year. This is what I was looking forward to most today, and it's probably the thing that's got me most hyped. So we're in Dominaria United right now. We know that Brothers War is next. They said it's going to be sort of a past and present set that's helping tell the story. And then in the winter, it's just called Phyrexia. All will be one. So do we stay on Dominaria? Do we get some new Phyrexia? Do we have kind of a mix? In spring, we've got March of the Machine. So that sounds like maybe this is sort of a... is this sort of an Infinity War endgame kind of thing where Phyrexia wins? And then we got to go back in time to fix it? But then in spring 2023, I don't know what the epilogue. I don't know what an epilogue set looks like. This is something I'm very interested in finding out. March of the Machine in spring 2023, and then March of the Machine epilogue in spring 2023 as well. The aftermath. So when they were talking about this in the preview stream, they said the fabric of the multiverse, not multiverse, that's Marvel. The fabric of the planes, what is it called? The fabric will be disrupted forever.
Look at how Dominaria United is all excited to be the star of the day right now and has no idea that by fall of 2023 we'll have forgotten it ever existed.
There will be 5 cards that are impactful from it. That's the cynical take on any of these sets. The hype going into it, the hype of preview season, the hype of release, and then the fall.
Yep.
And then after March of the Machine, epilogue, whatever that is, we have got Wilds of Eldraine. This is sort of in the same vein as the War of the Spark. Right after a huge multi-set story, we go to Eldraine to kind of reset. And we immediately go to Ixalan to kind of reset. But I got to tell you, Eldraine, one of the most popular sets of recent memory. One of the most powerful sets of recent memory. So,
almost a big controversial set because of...
It's also where collector boosters started. Oko was in it. It had a lot. It gave us Kenrith.
It had Once Upon a Time in it. It had so many cards that were banned because they were like, you gotta like it. Oh man, how many cards were banned in there? We got Great Henge. That wasn't banned.
What is the code for set?
Toe. TOE.
Oh, got you. No.
Is it not? Oh, it's ELD.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is it just Once Upon a Time in Oko?
Well, these three are banned in Modern.
Yeah. So there was a common that came out in that set that was just so busted that it got banned.
Seriously, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A common, a rare, and a mythic from this set all got banned in freaking Modern.
Yeah. Once Upon a Time is just so good. I mean, look at Once Upon a Time. Look at it by itself. It's banned in like everything.
Pioneer, Modern, Explorer, Historic.
Yeah. You can only play it in like Legacy and Vintage because those formats are just degenerate enough for it to be able to hang out.
Oh yeah, that would be a good
you
time
can play it
for
in Commander where no one cares.
Disney Villains Secret Lair around Wilds of Eldraine. Hell yeah. And then you got Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Ixalan is a set that I just absolutely loved. It's definitely one of my favorite sets of all time. Those two rivals, Ixalan and then Rivals of Ixalan. So I'm super hyped about the winter of 2024 taking us back. There's also a lot of cards in Ixalan that need reprints because they are too specific to the plane itself. Growing Rights, Gishath, Carnage Tyrant, $8 card at this point. Primal Amulet, over $10. Revel hasn't been reprinted since Ixalan, except in mystery boosters.
Yep.
Rivals of Ixalan brought us some legendaries. Pitiless Plunderer first appearance. Rivals in the list.
That would be a good one to get a reprint of.
Immortal Sun only ever been reprinted in Rivals, and this is what I'm talking about, chat. Legendary artifact specific to the plane. You got to reprint this in like a Masters set, in like a Commander Masters set. This was one of the cards I was hoping we were going to see in Commander Legends 2. Whoops, not Commander Legends 2. Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards using the name. Some companies still know how business is done. Polyraptor, 15. Zakama, over 10.
Yeah. And here's the thing, is most of those cards probably won't even be reprinted in there. You know, you might get like one or two.
Well, you hope for a secret layer, right? Because
or something.
That at least puts us thematically near the plane. So we can see, you know, I mean, tell me there's not going to be a legendary like dinosaur secret layer of Zakama included with some other dinosaurs. You know, it's going to be called Secret Layer Stompy or something.
The base level version of the card is only $10, so yeah. Guys, look up Ramses Assassin Lord. Oh, is this a new card that just got
must be
spoiled?
a new version. Hipsters will probably have it. We're almost back to the beginning now, and then we can go and see what has been spoiled right in the wake of it. But Jake, I mean, I feel like we're burying the lead here. Old border, base copy, and showcase, extended, alternate, whatever you want to call it, by Richard Kane Ferguson. Versions of Force of Will in Dominaria Remastered. 27 pass sets from Dominaria. Fully draftable.
One RKF art here, and then the other one is
Donato. Oh, it's Gincola.
Okay, so this is moving on from Therese Nielsen art in a big way here. We saw that first with the Scott Fisher Force in OG Double Masters, but now we're going to see the official move away from the Eternal Masters art of Force, and this will probably be like the new Force art. I wish we had heard more about Dominaria Remastered earlier today. We saw just a tiny glimpse of it, and then it vanished away. We moved on very quickly. And so I do want to see more about Dominaria Remastered and what that set has to offer.
This is the artist of the new version of Force. Giancola, as you can see, has been around for a very long time. Intruder Alarm there from Stronghold. OG Megrum from Stronghold. Pretty sick.
Yeah, make sure you're subscribed here, because Dominaria Remastered, like reprints like this is what this channel typically focuses on, is like the big hit stuff. So as soon as we know more about it, we'll let you know. What we do know is this little blurb that Hipsters has here on the side that says Dominaria Remastered, or what does it say there, Joel?
I was trying to make it more visible to chat. Dominaria Remastered is real and revealed during Wizards Presents. 27 past sets from Dominaria and related planes, fully draftable. And they showed us, they just casually dropped Arborea and Force of Will and then moved on.
Yeah, so clearly whatever Dominaria Remastered is, that's what players are going to be focused on in a massive way. Just seeing Force, just seeing Arborea, these are likely two of the bigger hits that are in this, but the fact that this is a draftable set, it has cards from 27 past sets. This is a set that is likely going to be released alongside Dominaria United in some capacity, and the reason would be that these cards are going to be for Eternal formats, and they can't possibly print them into Standard. That wouldn't make sense. You can't put Force of Will into Standard, so you have to have a set that releases alongside it. This, in my opinion, is going to be like some sort of master set. I don't know what the hell it is. I want to know more about it.
Yeah, that is, I will say, conspicuously missing from this lineup here. But if
36 boosters in a draft box, says Nels. Good to know. Sorry, Joel, don't mean to cut you off, but he's over there on Amazon.
Speaking of Amazon, I just dropped the pre-order links for TCG Player and Amazon. If you are planning on ordering a box of Dominaria United or really anything MTG related, you can support the channel directly by clicking one of our affiliate links, either in our Discord or the ones I just dropped for you right there in chat before you place your order, right before you check out. I linked their TCG Player link specifically to Dominaria United box and Amazon link to the Dominaria United box. I'd wait a couple days if you want to order from Amazon. They give the pre-order guarantee, but those boxes are a little bit more expensive than I think these boxes are going to settle out at. Jake, conspicuously missing from this lineup is our Summer Masters whatever set. We don't have that, like, you know, hot reprint set. No Commander Legends, no Horizons, no Masters. Not even really a core set.
Yeah, there will be something that we don't know about.
So this is probably not the full lineup. This is like the standard set story lineup.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord of the Rings, that's probably right. That'll be the one. It goes right into Modern. That'll be the one. I wonder why they didn't put Lord of the Rings on here.
HiFi, Force of Will is still a high value staple. It's like a $90 counterspell. So, I mean, that's what we want, right? Is for it to be cheaper in some capacity.
Cheapest version of Force you can pick up right now is $111 for the Eternal Masters version.
Yeah, you might be able to find a copy for cheaper somewhere, but yeah. It's good to know.
Yeah, that's going to be TCG Player Market.
Yep. Got some Doctor Who stuff.
4 Commander decks. Secret Layer drops and Collector boosters. Not exactly sure how this one's going to be laid out. It's interesting to have a only Commander deck set combined with a Secret Layer. We've seen that with Warhammer 40,000, but we also have never seen it alongside Collector boosters.
Yeah.
Interesting. Doctor Who fans rejoice. They showed that themed Soul Rings are going to be in all 4 of the 40k decks. And they told us that October is when these are coming out. These are actually getting released.
These soul rings. I want to get to the point where we're just doing full art soul rings. I don't think we need the text anymore.
Yeah. Probably not.
But I mean, it looks cool.
They told us that the August super drop for Secret Lair is going to be shown off next week.
Yes. I want to let people know this, everybody in chat, if people are starting to, I don't know if people are starting to leave, we still have a couple things to cover, but we are going to have a stream later on today, and it is going to be a stream of War of the Spark. We're going to be opening some War of the Spark booster boxes to see if we can find some of the Japanese alternate arts that appeared in the Japanese product. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe and come back later on tonight. It's going to be around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you,
and
dudes.
we're going to be cracking some packs. It's going to be a good wholesome fun, and get hyped for Sean. And also, if you do want to go on Foil Quest, we do have boxes available. We have, I believe one box is spoken for, but we still have 4 boxes available out of a fresh case. So if that sounds like something you want to do, you can become a patron at any level. That's all you have to do, and then reach out to me in the Discord. We could set that up. Just wanted to let everybody know that. And there are giveaways. It's a whole good time, a degenerate experience, a nice pack opening good time.
This looks like Chromium to me. I mean, look at the face, look at the horns. That's pretty definitely Chromium. Dominaria United showcase drops, so maybe we're gonna get the Elder Dragons. That'll be a cool drop. Having playable commanders as your Secret Lair offerings, always something I'm interested in. We saw the Magic 30 throwback promos. We have seen those. Borderless scene cards that can be put together to form a whole scene. This is going to be part of the Lord of the Rings set. It's just a cool little gimmick.
Now, they made it excuse me, they made it seem like those cards that you can assemble are going to be playable cards, right?
Yep.
It's kind of cool. This is kind of like what I was just talking about. Give us a soul ring with no text.
Well, these I'm assuming are going to have text on them. I don't think that these are the actual copies of the cards. I think this is just...
Oh, that would be so much better. Just have it like this.
Blank cards? Why even put the boxes
blank
on
card?
there?
I don't know. You're right.
I don't think that works.
No, here's the thing. The fact that you can put them all together is awesome. So I don't really want there to be a bunch of text all over them, especially if the whole point of this is to assemble this thing.
Massive panorama.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's dumb. Maybe I'm dumb.
We got to see the art for Frodo. We got to see the art for the Balrog from the Lord of the Rings set.
That Balrog, that's what kills Frodo in Lord of the Rings, right?
That is incorrect.
It's got to be something like that.
Nope.
No? Oh, look at that.
Dismember. Phyrexian variant of Dismember is going to be Commander Party promo at WPN stores on September 30th through October 2nd.
That's cute. I do like that.
A new Phyrexian variant for my Phyrexian tribal commander deck.
All right, I just looked it up on Reddit, and I believe that the Balrog kills Samwise Gamgee.
That is correct.
That sounds more right?
Yep. Rick and Morty pop in. They're like, "Oh, Rick, that's a Balrog. Come on, Morty. We got to get out of here. It's about to kill Sam."
We can't get in the way of it killing Sam. We'll set off a ripple effect across the universes.
Stun counters. A brand new type of counter is coming to Dominaria United on a card called Impede Momentum. Tap target creature, put 3 stun counters on it. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove one from it instead.
Oh, God. It's really good.
Stun is a cool mechanic. I like this person's comment over here. It's under chat, so y'all can't see it, but it says, I'd love to see stun become evergreen, like stun 3, stun 1. That would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, this is very good for shutting down anything in limited.
Yeah,
hell,
it
this
seems
might see play outside of that. I mean, that's
really strong.
It's really strong. At common?
Yeah.
Like, come on. What, like, a lot can happen in 3 turns. They play their big thing, you stun it for 3 turns? Right? Am I reading that correctly?
A single stun counter is removed if the permanent tries to untap for any reason, including untap step, a spell or ability trying to untap it, or even its controller trying to untap it to pay a cost. But still, got to get those stun counters off.
So strong.
Hey,
So
look, Jake,
strong.
we
All
have
the Ajani's.
5 versions of Ajani.
Oh, look at the borderless one is just like, I'm just out for a nice day on the town. The other ones are a lot more menacing.
Five different versions of a Johnny Sleeper Agent. Sweet Phyrexian completion. That's
and I'm
a lot of
telling you,
versions.
I'm reading this card and I'm just not super high on it. I get that it comes in for 3 mana. It has 4 loyalty.
I think they're
You
so
have to have
scared of
something that
Phyrexian
you
mana,
can-
dude. They're so freaking afraid of Phyrexian mana at this point that they're just like, we have got to make sure that these cards are not even possibly playable.
I just am looking at it and I am thinking about Tameo completed Sage, and I'm thinking that card debuted and it was hyped. I want to see like what vendors put this card at. They're going to put it at like $40-45 because it's just spoiled, and then we're going to look at it and it's going to be like a $5 card. I don't see it, chat. There might be something here, but I'm not seeing it. You have to have a creature on the board in order for the plus ability to be relevant. If you don't, it just comes in and it's a nothing burger.
I'm seeing some other cards that people are talking about. Oh, here's one. Hazazon. Oh, nice. Hazazon gets a new version.
Sick. Desert Walk.
Desert Walk is pretty freaking sweet. You can play desert lands from your graveyard, and whenever a desert enters the battlefield under your control, create 2 1/1 red, green, and white Sand Warrior creature tokens.
This will be reskinned whenever we go to the Dune plane.
Seriously.
I think this is okay. It's okay.
You got to figure out a way to donate a desert to each of your each of your opponents.
They did have to do your boy Johnny like that. I'm sorry, BDC Matt.
I wanted to see. I saw some other people talking about some other. Wait, oh wow. They've confirmed Punisher, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage for Daredevil Born Again. Sorry, I'll save that for my Marvel channel.
What is that big chunk of Lilianas I see on Mitgo?
Oh. New red. Oh, it's a joke from. Okay, yeah, it's a joke from a streamer. New red black deck just dropped.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I'm probably the most excited about is Liliana. I think that's pretty sweet.
Jedit's getting a new version, a blue, a white, and one other for a 3/3 cat mercenary. Ooh, it's also got a green in its text box. This is a 3-color commander.
Jedit, I'm glad you said it.
Jedit, Ojinin, I hardly know Jijin. Whenever Jedit, Ojinin, Mercenary, or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 green. And if you do, create a 2/2 green cat warrior creature token with Forest Walk. This seems very strong to me. It's in the right colors to double your tokens with multiple cards. You've got green and white. Legendary Tribal. Legendary creature enters the battlefield. Pay 1 green and get a 2/2 with Forest Walk.
Oh, shit.
This is pretty value.
We just had a card printed right here that is going to affect Yavimaya. First card that I think is actually going to affect Yavimaya.
Yavimaya about to spike, y'all.
I
Cradle
don't
of
know
growth.
if it's about to spike, but it will affect it. I don't think it will send it, but
yeah.
This is the kind of thing where you look at a card like this and you go, oh, you know, whatever. But it got all the printings, you know? It got every single printing in Modern Horizons 2. So, yeah, something to think about. You don't have a copy of Yavimaya.
Tweeted it. Sent it. Watch for us on the next Market Watch video.
Joel's trolling hard today. Yeah, I think that it's interesting. You know, who knows? Who knows if it's going to end up being a big card. But making stuff with Forest Walk is not irrelevant if everybody has a forest.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control. If you do, draw a card. Kidding? 2 mana, 1/3. Create creature tokens in white and blue. Easy. 5 mana also anthems up your creatures, and that's a mana dump effect. So if you got 10 mana, they all get +2/+2 and double Vigi.
Yeah, double vigilance is good because they don't untap for 2 turns.
Yeah, fuck a stun counter, right?
Yeah. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control, and if you do, draw a card. I mean, it's really low to the ground. You can play it super early.
This is the kind of
I don't
card
know how much I like the mana sink into it. I mean, given stuff vigilance
the
is
mana
good.
sink is just fine. The mana sink isn't what this card is about. This mana this says counter your opponent's shit, tap 2 of your birds or your drakes, and draw a card to refill your hand on a 2 mana creature that's got 3 toughness to boot, so it dodges pyroclasm type effects.
And you can tell that he does wear boots based on the other art.
Yeah, he is a boot boy.
Yeah.
Not irrelevant how booty he is. Rada's Firebrand, 2 mana for a 3/1. When it attacks target creature defending player controls with power less than its power can't block. Oh, wow. And then for 6 mana, it gets +2/+2, costs 1 less to activate for each basic land type. So that's going to cost, that actually costs 5. Because you're going to have at least 1 basic land type, most likely. In constructed, this seems pretty good.
I don't know. I don't like it.
You're not an aggressive player. You're not an aggro player.
It doesn't even have haste.
I mean, it's not a mythic.
Yeah, it's a 3/1 for 2. So it's a I don't know.
Unless
you
it says
can remove
counter
the stuff
target
that
spell, deal 5 damage, draw 3 cards. Jake's like, seems low.
Where did it say draw 3 cards?
No, I said unless.
Oh. Yeah, that would have been helpful.
There's some key art from March of the Machine. And look at this key art, by the way. You got Kamigawa. You got Theros. You got Zendikar. This is where the war is actually going to be fought for sure.
Unless it's SRAM them out. That's right.
SRAM or bust. Is this a new one? This is a new one. This is what you were asking us to look up. Ramses.
Oh yeah, Brandon.
Assassin
Brandon
Lord. A black, a blue, and 2 other for a 4/4 Death Toucher. Gives other assassins a little anthem. And it says whenever a player loses the game, if they were attacked by an assassin you control, you win the game. Holy shit.
How many assassins do we have, Joel?
Well, isn't there just one artifact that we really need to look up to ask how many assassins do we have?
Nexus?
Isn't this all we need to know in the assassin deck?
So silly. This card is so silly. Okay, so you play blue-black changelings, and that's how you do it. Got it.
Masker Girl, Queen Marchesa, which we can't even play in the deck. Let's look at Commander. Blue-black. All right, so by the 8th one, it's a first striking. See, not a ton of options here, but I wonder, do we have anything that... don't we have some cards that make assassins?
Yeah, the green-black Vraska does, so that's not going to be in here.
Yeah.
Both green-black Vraskas make assassins, so
well, this
those
is the
aren't
kind
playable.
of this is the kind of commander that, like we were talking about, it's going to grow in power over time. Every time an assassin is printed, it gets better.
Yeah. I mean, look up changelings in blue-black. Let's see what we have there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a... There we go. 23 cards.
Okay.
Here's an enchantment that at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. You can hire a mercenary, create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling, and you lose 3 life. So that's an assassin.
And wait, how do we win with this card again? You
Holy
have to
shit,
kill
this
an
card is
opponent with it?
This card is $20. Holy shit. I was like, damn, this card is really good. And then I looked at the price of it and everybody agrees.
Yeah, see, this set actually has some really good cards in it.
Oh yeah, dude. This is going to be a set where it's random. It's just got random $20, $30, $40 cards in it because nobody bought it. And
which precon is it in, chat?
Well, it's got to be in the assassin. I mean, it's got to be in the party one, right?
Oh, the party precon. Got it.
Nalia de Arnis. Yeah, I like Ramses. Ramses is cool. What is this? Oh, just a foil picture of it. It's cool that you can assassinate the whole... Hey, look, it's our... it's that face we were talking about.
Yes. That is an angry face.
When your calls are going the opposite way.
Yes. That is the face of anybody going through something upsetting. All right, Joel, what's your favorite? Before we I know that we've pretty much gone through all this stuff, but what's your favorite news today?
I think New Shieldred. Is pretty sweet. Chad, I just dropped a Discord link down there. Braids. I haven't seen Braids. Let's go to Mythic Spoiler. Maybe there's some stuff we're missing. Sphinx of Clear Skies. Flying Ward 2/5/5. Whenever it deals combat damage, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. That's kind of funny. I was just last night working on Obscura Oculus, the commander deck, and it's makes creatures unblockable, and you know, so it's a lot of like combat damage trigger stuff in blue, black, and white. So this will definitely go in that deck. Braids, Arisen Nightmare. Here we go, chat. Legendary 3/3 for 3. At the beginning of your end step, you can sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. That looks familiar for a Braids deck. If you do, each opponent may sack a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card.
Ooh. Oh, baby.
Kind of interesting. Create creature tokens. Give them the option to, you know, you just sack a Thrall or whatever. This plays really well in my my Tevish Zat commander deck.
Yeah, this is fun.
This is pretty good. Generally pretty good in most of your Aristocrats commander decks. This is a good piece for an Aristocrats deck. In step, you may sacrifice one of your creature tokens. It's nothing. And then it gives opponents the option to do it. And if they don't, they lose another 2 life.
Not bad.
Yeah, nice little Aristocrats piece for sure. Nothing over the top.
Nice little piece.
But a pretty sweet one. Herd Migration, 7 mana. Create a 3/3 for each basic land type. Ugh. Pay 2, discard it, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, gain 3 life. I do like that early on it's a nice little land tutor.
Mm-hmm.
And then late in a 5-color deck, it's going to be 15 power. But if you've only got 2, you're putting 6 power onto the battlefield for 7 mana. That ain't great.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We saw Wrath. We saw the lands. We had already seen Jaya Planeswalker, I'm pretty sure. +1, create a 1/1 token with prowess. -1, exile the top 2.
Yeah, this is a good card.
You can
this card's
play
actually good.
Yeah, 4 mana for a 4 loyalty walker.
And it can protect itself. It does stuff.
Well, and
good.
as far as I know, and especially hinted at by the end of the live stream today, Ajani kills Jaya in the story. So this will be, unless we get some kind of flashback, you know, like back in time story moment, this will be Jaya's last main storyline card. Not saying we'll never have another Jaya, but looks like they're killing off the character.
That's so sad. R.I.P. Fire Grandma.
R.I.P. Fire Grandma.
R.I.P. Fire Grandma.
Let's see what this mythic is real fast. This has got read ahead, so you can use any of the modes the turn it comes into play. 7 mana. Chapters 1 and 2, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can reveal a permanent card that's not a saga from among them and put it into your hand. That's pretty cool. Any permanent from the top 7, love that. And then chapter 3, which by the way, with read ahead, you can do the turn it comes into the battlefield for 7 mana. Put up to 2 non-saga permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield for free.
Now, if you read ahead, can you go back and read what you didn't read at the beginning, or is it after you use it? Oh, it's sacrificed after 3.
Yeah, it still acts like a regular saga.
Got it. Okay.
But you could even start it on 2, dig once, and then next turn drop 2 huge permanents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird tooth and nail. Exactly, Chase. That's what I was thinking too.
It is kind of like a weird tooth and nail. That's a good way to describe it.
Devastator we've seen. Yeah, all of these we've seen.
Yep.
Oh, chat. That was a lot of info. That was a lot of info. Gotta stretch after that one.
We are going to have another stream tonight. If you do want to come check it out.
Make sure that you are in our Discord. Subscribe to the channel and notifications on. Jake is going live again tonight to open up some Japanese War of the Spark boxes.
That's right. I'm gonna have to take a nap. I'm gonna have to take a nap today. I'm gonna do a little nap before that stream. This is a lot to take in, but you know, honestly, my FOMO meter isn't going super hard right now on this. Even with the Legends cards that are included, I know most of the Legends cards that will be opened are going to be commons and uncommons. So, yeah. Fun stuff. Liliana the Veil.
Alexander
we got a good
said
land cycle.
MTG Twitter
not
has
a lot of value on it though.
Surge foil spoilers. Oh! Well, there you freaking go.
All right, so this looks like, can we click it and look at it more closely?
So it looks like rainbow foil.
It looks like from FTV. It reminds me of like the old FTV foiling a little bit. That's the vibe. I don't know, chat. What do you think about it?
What was the short I said earlier, Jake? Do you remember?
What's that?
Earlier I said I want to make a short of that tomorrow, but I think I'm actually going to make a Surge Foil short now.
Yeah, Surge Foils. There they are.
Here we go. We've been wondering what a Surge Foil was for a long time. Now we've seen it.
If it's made like foil etched, then the surges are sweet. If it's printed like a regular foil, then hell no.
So basically, if it's bendy, no thank you. But if it stays flat...
I would imagine you would be listening to, if you're like seriously making money hand over fist, I imagine you would want to make sure that the shit that you're creating is well done. I mean, this looks pretty cool. I would want to see it in my hands.
I like the look, yeah. I think it's pretty sweet. And aren't the like collector's versions of these decks, the whole deck is in Surge Foil, right? Or most of the deck?
That was,
I mean,
we made a video a while ago where it's like 100 foils. So yeah, I think the whole deck is Surge Foils. So maybe it's like a cheaper way of making foils, but they look good.
Collector's edition version where every card features the new Surge Foil treatment.
Yeah, so you're going to be playing a deck with that specific foil treatment over the entire deck.
Somebody pulled up the Rhea Dawnbringer promo from back in the day.
Yeah. That looks kind of similar.
Somebody replied with a picture of a foil energy token from Pokemon. And you're going to see that. You're going to see, I mean, they're branching out, y'all. They're trying to get more into the game where everybody else is already. Pokemon already here. Baseball cards, sport cards already here.
But it does, it is not like a normal foil, chat. It is very different from a normal foil. Where a normal foil, the foiling is more subtle. This is much more like...
in your face.
It reminds me kind of like FTV, where you just have like the foiling in very specific spots. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
I like it.
I'm in the middle on it. I'm in the middle.
It'll be cool to have a whole deck. Just being able to buy an entire deck that's foiled out.
Yeah.
The thing that is funny... oh, John's saying this as soon as I'm noticing it. The thing that is funny is how off-center this Soul Ring is printed. That they're showing off for the Surge Foil.
Oh, left to right?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit top to bottom, too. Look at the top black border and the far right black border compared to the left and the bottom.
Oh, God. Yeah, I see. The contrast on my screen from where I was sitting was a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah, super off center. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I just think that the foil is kind of, I don't know. It's almost like a little bit too much. I don't know.
I think it's going to be sweet to have an entire deck that you can just buy straight up, completely foiled out, ready to go. Thank you for pointing out.
Come on, Jake, take a stand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. It looks kind of cool. I'm very in the middle. But an all foil commander deck where some of the cards are going to be like really good
and unique. Yeah. One time printings.
Yeah.
Chat. Oh, Namada dropped. We'll look at one more. We're going to refresh Mythic Spoiler. I'm not sure. Is Namada going to be towards the bottom? Probably. Namada, Primeval Guardian. If a creature, it's a 1 green, 1 black, 2 other for a 3/4 with reach. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead it gets exiled. That's already very powerful. That's a replacement effect, so your death triggers, your opponent's death triggers aren't going to happen. Because instead of it dying, it gets exiled, so death triggers do not go off. So just that line of text is already a pretty powerful line of text to be on a commander. When you do create a 1/1 green sapperling token, the fact that you also get a 1/1 for it, pretty good. Then pay a green, sack a token, gets +2/+2 until end of turn, whatever. You know, that can help it survive some effects. And then a black and 1, sack 2 sapperlings, draw a card. So nice little toolbox. I do like that replacement effect. Death replacement effect is very strong.
Golgari Kalidas. Yeah, I can see that. Cool.
Anyway, chat. Oh, we're at 751. If you haven't hit like yet, hit like for us. Get us to 769. That'll be pretty excellent. I just dropped the Discord link in the chat again. If you haven't joined our Discord, make sure you jump over there. We appreciate everybody hanging out
every day.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
If you are going to pre-order the Dominaria set or anything from it, I just dropped 2 direct pre-order links, one to TCG Player, one to Amazon. I'd wait a couple days on the Amazon so that price can go down. But that if you are going to order some of the new set, using our affiliate links helps the channel grow directly. And obviously, if you are still hanging out, you like our stuff, you like our community, consider joining our Patreon. I just dropped a link for y'all specifically to our Patreon there in the chat. That gains you access to our Foil Quest series, which means you can sponsor a box. Jake will open it, or I will open it on stream in the way that only we do. Also gains you access to our Commander League, where you can play Commander over Spell Table in a proxy-friendly league. Week over week, starts with a low budget, goes to a high budget, and we got a different theme for each month. Prize support on that. You can win precons, bundles, and it's sponsored by Dragon Shield. So we've got a set of unique Commander sleeves from Dragon Shield that have to do with our Commander League. So honestly,
that's right.
I think that's it. That's all the business stuff. Use our affiliate links if you're going to order any MTG online at TCG Player, Amazon, and go join our Patreon if you want to support us on the deepest level you can. There's other rewards over there too. 2-headed giant signed card. Nope, those are over. We've got a new signed promo, but you get a signed foil card from both of us. And we got a play mat. Lots of cool stuff over there. Go check it out.
I think we've said all the things. Thank you so much to everybody for hanging out. Card Shop Reality says thanks guys for the coverage today. Thumbs up. Thank you, Card Shop. Lots of folks that were here, a lot of the usual suspects and some new people. So thank you so much if you are a longtime supporter, and if you're new, thank you as well.
Come back tonight if you want to watch Jake open up some Japanese War of the Spark.
Yeah, maybe we're going to find the Liliana. If we do open a foil, a mono Liliana, that's like nearly like $3,500, $4,000, something like that. Oh, baby, we've opened some fun stuff. We've opened like foil alternate Narsets. We've opened foil alternate Karn, Ugin, tons of stuff. We have still yet to pull the foil alternate Liliana. Maybe we find it tonight. That could be fun. Look at that thing. Oh, is it not even available on TCG?
Oh, there's 5 foils available. Here we go.
Oh yeah, expensive.
$3,700 cheapest. Near mint foil Japanese, $3,700.
Yeah, shout out to Sean who sent these cases. And if you want to get in on this, if you want to do one of these boxes, we do have a fresh case. One of the boxes, or actually I believe 2 out of it, are sponsored. So if you want to get in on one of the other ones, these boxes out of a fresh case we are doing for $265 all in. So you might see boxes on Amazon, like single boxes on eBay for like $230, $240. Well, you don't know what people have done. Have they cracked the case and found the good stuff and now they're just selling boxes back? Here we do have a fresh case to get in on. So if you want to take your chances, maybe get in on one of these boxes, reach out on Discord. All you have to do is be a patron at any level. It's a great time.
We appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go get some lunch. See y'all back here later tonight.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.